Well, hello and welcome to another edition of the Top End T20 series. It's going to be an exciting game of cricket tonight on Friday the 12th of August. Here we have for you Cricket Australia. They'll be taking on Papua New Guinea. It's going to be an exciting match of top-end T20 cricket. Last night we saw the CA11. They got up in a narrow victory, left until the second last delivery to beat NT Strike. They chased down 104, scoring 105 for 6 at the conclusion, or rather 109 for 6 at the conclusion of play. They won by 4 wickets. And a short time ago, we had the coin toss. We'll be able to deliver you those pictures shortly. And we'll see, indeed, who will be doing what. And as the toss was settled here, it was Papua New Guinea sent into bat after Cricket Australia won the toss and elected to bowl. Now, of course, before we go any further, I'd like to acknowledge the Larrakia people, the traditional owners of the land we are on, and pay my respects to elders past and present. It is always a privilege to play the game we love on Larrakia land. We've also here at the home of cricket, DXC Arena. I have the Abala Road end, the Darwin International Airport Road end. My name is Miles Holbrook-Walk, and I'm joined in commentary tonight by none other than Dylan Slater. Dylan, how do you see this one tonight? An exciting fixture ahead of us. The unknown quantity, the Barramundis, Papua Guinea.
G'day Miles, great afternoon here at DXC Arena. I'm really looking forward to today. Papua New Guinea coming in off their tournament overseas for the World Cup qualifiers, but I'm really looking forward to see how they go about it today as we see the umpires and the players coming out in the ground now. Cricket Australia winning the toss and electing to have a bowl. They bowled against us, NT, last night first, and I think the Dew played a big part in that later on, so I reckon that could come into play again tonight. But I think overall, Papua New Guinea, this is so exciting for them. I'm really keen to see how they go about it up top.
And certainly will be an exciting prospect. Plenty of talent that we'll be talking you through as they come out to bat. It is Asad Vala and Hiri opening the batting for Papua. They'll be coming out. Now, there is one change to Cricket Australia's team from last night. A change of keeper. Rav Shivastavan, he has been replaced by Dhruv Kant, who we've seen keeping throughout the Strike League competition himself. He's been playing grade cricket for Parramatta in New South Wales. And with Vala, the captain, he just turned 35 barely a week ago and made his debut in the international T20 arena against Ireland. He's played 43 international 2020s for Papua and certainly has some pedigree to his name. Some very interesting stories we'll be taking you through. And it looks like it'll be none other than the Rocket Shelley, the spinner for CA11 opening the bowling, similar to last night. He's an exciting player, isn't he? Every time he gets around the ball, I just love watching him. He's a mercurial figure, and he's always finding ways to involve himself, isn't he, Dylan?
Yeah, it's a great skill to have. He's always wanting the ball in his hands, which as a spinner, as an attacking spinner as well, you love to see that. Always wanting the ball in his hands, giving the ball, even when it's like going through the or when the game's pretty cruisy, he's wanting the ball. Even when the game's real tough, give it here. So First over of the game's always a tough one. You can either sneak through and over really well, or you can get whacked, one of the two.
He opened up pretty well last night. He had figures of 1 for 23. Looks as though it'll actually be Hiri facing the first delivery. Roccacelli to get us underway. The first ball of Papua New Guinea's T20 campaign. And it'll begin with a dot. Now, Hiri, the right-hander, he's a middle-order bat traditionally. He's newer to the side. 159 runs in List A cricket. And that one looks like a wide. And sure is. There you go, Roccacelli had the same issue last night. He actually ended up bowling a wide in his first over. Wants to bounce back here. There's an appeal, snuck through the legs there.
Yeah, I was talking to the spinners over the carnival. Same with the 365 Darwin University series, and they said the spinners up top, they find it hard to grip the ball with the Duke. Sort of slides on a little bit.
There you go, big appeal again, but they scurry through for a leg bite. Tight running, led by the captain there. As you see, there's a lot of excitement around the introduction of the Duke ball into a lot more Southern Hemisphere cricket. We've seen in the Sheffield Shield a couple of seasons ago, where it was introduced for half a season, and that was given a go for a bit, but it tends to definitely be one more in it for the seamers with the movement they can extract from the ball. An interesting observation made there about how the spinners have gone with it and getting grip over it. We see a change of sides.
This should be an exciting match up here. Asad Vala, very experienced player up top, left-hand bat.
He's hit and he's taken it on. He's cleared the infield. It looks, will there be any chase from Brad Hope? There certainly is. 2 runs from it.
Love that. Great intent straight away.
Certainly will.
Mid-on and mid-off are up. Hit it straight back over the top and sort of plugged a little bit in the outfield there.
Fair degree of height on the ball, but off the mark nonetheless. That's Tudavala's name. That one's come in nicely there. Very quick single. Papua making good work of finding those singles within the ring already. They're looking busy. Roccacelli to finish his over here. And that one's cut. It'll beat the ring. It should. It will. A run away for 4. First boundary of the innings. A solid finish there. None for 9 at the end of that over.
Very good. Great start there from Papua New Guinea. Wasn't even a bad over, to be fair, from Roccacelli either. I think the intent that Papua New Guinea have shown straight away, just looking to score, I think this is going to be an exciting game of cricket. As the crowd starts to roll in as well, we got the flames and everything up. Last night we saw all the fireworks when NT and CA played, and with the flames as well. So now it's game on.
Certainly is a nice way for Hiri to get off the mark with a boundary. Brad Hope opening the bowling from the Abala Road end. A strong showing last night. He was my man of the match personally with 45 not out, hitting the winning runs with a boundary, a 6 for that matter. And he took 2 for 18 with the ball, so very handy all-round performance. And it was really the partnership between him and Mitch Owen that steadied CA to see them through that match. And they both played very sure innings when they were 3 for 7 at one point and really wrestled momentum back. NT Strike kept themselves in it with a lot of good play though. Let's see how Hope goes here. Well, false start, perhaps a bit of movement at the side screen. Not entirely sure. He's calling it.
So Hope will go right arm over. Traditionally swinging him into the left-hander here.
Let's see what he can extract. That one's hit hard. It beats the ring, but not the fielder. Sharp there from captain Jason Sanger.
Good to have Jason Sanger back up here again. Last year he was here with the Northern Tide. I was lucky enough to be in the coaching staff with the Northern Tide last year. But yeah, Sanger brings that wealth of knowledge, wealth of experience, and I think he's got a really good career moving forward. I think for him to be at mid-on or mid-off talking to the bowlers, I reckon that's next level again.
And we'll touch more on Sanger's contribution. I'm really interested in picking your brains about that one, Dylan. Just as Hope prepares himself and adjusts his field. Only the 2 men out for the first 4 overs as we see some adjustments being made here. A slip potentially coming in place.
Love this. We saw the ball last night really swing early. So there's great conditions again for swing bowling with the Duke.
Blake McDonald then in at first slip. That one's hit hard and smashed through the offside. Lovely shot through the covers. That's 4.
I don't mind that from Hopey. Nice and full, give it a chance to swing. Yes, they did just move their cover out into first slip, but I think all in all, that's a great little battle there. If he wants to play that cover drive, go for it. But if he does nick it, then they've got catches in there. So it's a really good battle up top again.
Completely agree. Love to see aggressive cricket, chasing wickets in the early moments. And this is a fairly explosive start from Papua. Here now with 2 boundaries. He's done very well for himself, as you just saw the replay there. Smacked it through the covers. Hit one out to point in the first over as well. Roccacelli. Hope wants to bounce back. And that one's just pressed through there. There should be 2 in this. There will be 2.
Nice. Didn't mean to overhit it. Just punched it to the gap for 2. Love this start. Love this intent from the batting side of things with Papua New Guinea. This is, as I said before, this is going to be exciting. We didn't know too much about them, to be fair, coming into this contest. But I think overall they've showed what they can do. And good luck to them moving forward as well.
Absolutely. It's the best start we've seen from 9 deliveries in the T20 League thus far. In comes Hope. And that one's hit hard. Is it going to find the gap? I think it'll just be the
nice
fielder.
fielding.
Has that gone over the boundary? I wonder if there's any touch from the fielder there. Looks all okay. As we see the replay here. Very fine work right on the boundary. Gosh, that's amazing work.
Oh.
But perhaps it bounced over there. Anyway, not as seen by the umpires, and it's their calls who count. Yuri facing up once more to Hope. And that one's had a barnyard swing at that. Didn't catch any of it, though. So already at 9 and over. Real statement of intent from Papua. I wonder, and a fairly unknown quantity in this competition, but because they've been playing very competitive cricket in terms of trying to qualify for the T20 World Cup, they narrowly missed out, losing in a semi-final to Zimbabwe. Had they made the final, they would have qualified for the early stages, but just battle-hardened a bit, perhaps. Here once more. He's hit that hard, and he'll get a single. And Sanger just moving around there. Into the over, 1 for 19. Sorry, none for 19, I should say. Pardon me. Be interesting to see if Roccacelli gets another over here, or if they change it up.
Yeah, last night they only bowled the 1 over from spin, the very first over. Then Hopi bowled at the other end, as we just saw then. And now it looks like they're giving it to the big fella, Mitchy Owen. So the 2 Tassie boys working together from each end. Wonder who gets to choose who's bowling into the wind and who's bowling with it.
Do you reckon they rock off, or is it a captain's call? It's got to be, I guess.
I think in T20 cricket, it's just a matter of, you know, you got to be so flexible. If Rock had bowled a really good over in that first over, he would have probably bowled this over as well. You just got to be flexible. You might be into it. You might be pushing with it. Either. You just got to be ready from ball 1. So I think the way Hopi went about it last night from CA versus NT was unbelievable.
Mitcho had some good figures, 3 for 21 himself. He was the pick of the bowlers. Here he is in, and that one's been blasted away. That will be another 4 for Papua. Here he is seeing them well, particularly through the offside.
I've just noticed with Heary, anything with width, he's leaning back and giving it the absolute berries. So anything short and wide, even full and wide, he's just backing himself just to go through it. There's only deep third man. Everything else is just a stock standard ring field. He's just going to back himself to hit it straight through it.
Sure is, and he's seen them like basketballs. Enterprising shot. There may be a run out on here, but it's good running. And a slight misfield from Caleb Maladay.
It'll be interesting to see how CA back up back-to-back days of cricket here. Obviously, they've been here for 7. This is probably their 8th week now with the
Strike League.
Yeah, with the CDU Strike League. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they go with back-to-back days here.
And do you think that's perhaps an element of it? Is it that Papua, relatively fresh, haven't played as much cricket? I suppose you tend to think that playing more cricket within Darwin perhaps plays into CA's advantage, but perhaps a little bit of fatigue. A lot of these guys are playing grade cricket on the weekend with red ball cricket on the weekend. And that's just drop and run stuff from the captain, Vala.
Great shot, great cricket. Yes, they're banging the boundary balls, but they're also rotating the strike with them singles. So this is really positive signs here for Papua New Guinea. This is exciting. As we've been saying all day, this is so exciting moving forward for them.
They did qualify for the T20 World Cup last year over in the UAE. And the interesting way that the World Cup works in its early stages, you have 2 groups of 4 trying to qualify to make the more watched or the finals bracket. Papua featured there. And that one's hit, not quite got a hold of it though, has Hiri. And it's accounted for. Yeah, they lost all 3 of their games there, but I think just getting to that stage of a T20 World Cup and competing, even if you're finishing last among them, to get that experience just is so valuable.
Yeah, it would have been a perfect little buy-in to come here just before they would head down to Melbourne or head all around Australia for the World Cup.
Dancing down the wicket, but again, not quite gotten hold of it. Good running, very good running, led there by Hiri. He came down to attack, got a thick bottom edge.
So really, they've just come off a whole series in July. So they had their, as we were talking before, they had their little World Cup qualifiers. They finished 3rd. So they had they lost to Zimbabwe in the semi-final, and Zimbabwe versus Netherlands in that final.
That one's played off the pads, and it should be accounted for by the man at square leg. It's Rocket Shelley who's trying to get very fine. They run through for 2 to finish the over. None for 28. They've not taken their foot off the gas pedal here. More than 9 and over they're going at after 3. Yeah, as you noted, and it was a really quite a close game against Zimbabwe. Tony Ura came out flying for Papua, and he had struck 65 and was looking in fine touch until he got dismissed. And that's really what stymied their run chase of Zimbabwe, and they ended up just falling short in the end. It was the last over. They needed 31 from it, and were only able to get 3, but they lost their informed man. And Tony Ura, he actually had a phenomenal tournament.
We'll see him coming in, scheduled to come in at number 4, so he'll be exciting when he comes into bat as well. I think in that game he was striking at 200 and he hit, I think it was 5 massive sixes, so we might see some fireworks again later on tonight.
Certainly a possibility. So we see.
And Ura's one of their most experienced players as well. He's played 80-odd international games. He's made hundreds in the T20 internationals as well.
Caleb Maladay to start his first over now from the Abala Road end. That one's just defended there.
Nice.
Good start.
Good start from Maladay. Always hard to bowl the 4th over in a power play, especially when they're none down. None for 28 off their first 3 overs. So this is a real tough over, this one. Wonder if Papua New Guinea will continue to take the game on.
And none for 16 were Caleb Maladay's figures, which you'd think would put him among the best bowlers, but he's actually the only one not to take a wicket last night. So that one's hit hard. And great fielding there to account for any chance of a single. It's Blake McDonald moving very quickly. That cover. It's fine fielding. Now we almost saw what I think would have been a very good competitor for the catch of the tournament in game 1 when Sanger went flying last night. Just dropped it, but I reckon he was horizontal and moving in the air about 2 metres. He was close too. Here's Maladay. That one's just pushed out to point, but
nice start from Maladay. Three dots straight away.
Really good, because it's the first time we've seen consecutive dots for CA, and as I was saying, they were going at more than 9 and over these first 3, so an important spell here too, just to make sure they're not letting Papua get away with anything too strong. And that one's hit well. I think that will travel. 6 it is. Hiri once more, 25 off 16. That's our first 6 for the night. There's a width outside off again, wasn't it, Dylan?
Yeah, that's it. It was a great cricket shot. Same thing, he did have 3 dots, so normally when players do get them 3 dots, they might run down the wicket or lose their shape, but that was just a traditional cricket shot as we see on the replay. He just gave himself room on the leg side, and great shot over cover for 6.
He's hit that one nicely for the single there. Captain Asad Vala will take up strike there. Yeah, boundary every over already. One maximum. Maladay started really well in his work before getting taken for a 6. As we see Jason Sanger dropping back to a long off. And at point, no one on the outfield on the onside. Inside edge to the fine leg there. He's very short in on the ring.
Nice. Turns out to be a good over from Maladay. And that ends the power play. So that ends the 2 fielders restrictions and none for 35 off the first 4 overs. So that's a nice little start there for Papua New Guinea. So now they can have up to 5 fielders out for the next, or pretty much for the end of the innings. But then they do. Papua New Guinea do have a power surge, so they can have 2 overs with same thing, same power surge, with 2 people out, so they can take that from the 10th over onwards.
And Charles Darwin University are a sponsor of the Cricket 365 program, offering a range of short courses, long-term courses, and they're in the top 2 in Australia for graduate outcomes. And someone who is right amongst the very best of them as well, Toby Gray. He had a very good night last night with the ball in hand. As he starts his first over here to Hiri, who's hitting and not quite getting hold of it.
I don't mind this from CA. Toby Gray being an attacking leg spinner. So straight after the power play, after the first 4 overs, now he's got sweepers out to protect him. Bring the attacking bowler on.
And Hiri, well, he's hit that well and
almost too well to the sweeper.
Indeed. Just picks up the single. Again, he's loving attacking on the offside as he takes the score to 36. Yeah, Gray finished with 3 for 22. Didn't get a chance with the bat last night, but very tidy figures and 3 wickets to boot. Just in conversation with his captain here.
Jason Sanger also bowls leg spin, so this will be a great conversation out in the middle.
I wonder if we'll see across this tournament a point where Sanger brings himself into the attack.
So Toby goes right arm around to the leg spinner. Great shot from Vala for 1.
And he's just been ticking along at a runner ball. Hiri doing the damage. He's already hit 3 boundaries and a 6. A left-hand, right-hand combination. Gray in once more, and that'll be wide. And that scoreboard ticking over really nicely for Papua. They've set themselves a lovely foundation after the power play. They managed to lodge 35 runs and keeping it moving here. Oh, a fair amount of turn there for Gray.
Great signs. Looked like a great cricket wicket. I had a look out the middle just before we walked up to the top here to do some commentary. It did look like a really good wicket. So well done to the curators down there.
Gray once more, playing and missing. Here with a big barnyard swing. Final delivery. It's been the tightest of the overs yet. Just the 3 from it. And dancing down and hit into the long off there. End of the over. None for 39.
Nice start there from Toby Gray. I think to your call before, I wouldn't mind Jason Sanger having a bowl later on, but I guess he's I was talking to him before yesterday, and he said he's only been bowling in the net, so he might do some more bowling out on the turf in the facilities up here in Darwin at NT Cricket, and then I think he might get a bowl later on today.
The Airport Development Group is a proud sponsor of Cricket 365 and the Indigenous Cricket Program. As a Darwin-based company, they play a key role in the Northern Territory's tourism industry through their ownership of Darwin Airport and the adjacent hotels Mercure and Novotel. Let's see Rocket Charlie get a shot from the Abala Road end. Now we've got a man long on, long off, cover, fine leg and square leg for Heary. He's loved it through the offside.
Four, 5 field. Rock might bowl a bit straighter here. How's that?
Big shout for the LB. Not much interest from the umpire.
It'll be interesting here. They probably haven't. They obviously haven't bowled to Papua New Guinea before, but wonder if they have a reverse sweep. The reverse sweep's on if you want. Didn't pay off last night.
Certainly didn't. Rocket Charlie coming in once more and playing all around. That was Heary. It doesn't really matter because it may well run away for a couple at least. They've got through 2, and in fact it'll go for 4. 5 wides rather. Thought it might have collected a bit of pad there. Very expensive. Both a mistake with the gloves and the ball, just losing a bit of direction. And that comes as really welcome relief. To, takes all the pressure off Papua to really keep that scoreboard ticking over when you get a gift like that.
Yeah, he had Toby Gray just before bowler really tied over. And we sort of need Rock just to back that up again as he comes into bowl.
Good fielding off his own bowling. Gets down low for a big man. Looking to tighten the screws here. Playing and missing. Here he likes it outside off stump and he went for the big cut. I just wonder if they think if we can get him playing one of those big expansive shots, he's going to edge one through to Dhruv Kant with the gloves behind. Huge shout here. Umpire has given him. Rocket Charlie gets his man. Big sweep attempted by Heary, and he's back to the pavilion, 28 off 24.
Nice well bowled there from Rock. As we talked about with his field placings, it did look like he had to bowl straight, that stump-to-stump line. And a few tight little dot balls there, building that little bit of pressure. As we see the replay now.
Talk us through it, Dylan.
Nice, love this little slow-mo. Right arm off spin, getting the back thigh pad, trying to get that into that slog sweep, and that looks pretty good.
It's 1 for 44. Much needed wicket.
But all in all, you'll take that start there for Papua New Guinea. Their intent from the first 4 overs was unbelievable. I love that again. So for the next batters coming through, hopefully they can continue that momentum.
It should be CJ Amini. Now, he is of extraordinary cricket pedigree in Papua.
Oh, yep.
Now, the left-hander, I want to share something with you, Dylan. His mother, his father and brother all have played for the Papua New Guinea team. See his mother playing for the women's side. And actually, the main cricketing ground in Papua New Guinea is called Amini Oval. Such is the contribution of that family to cricket, to Australia's closest neighbour. The left-hander himself has played 52 matches of T20 cricket and he's scored 801 runs at an average of 20. 62 runs is his highest score. And he's taken 39 wickets as well, so doesn't mind bowling the leg breaks. And see, faces up to Rocket Charlie. And that one's worked through. Another appeal there, but I dare say it was going down leg. Gosh, wouldn't have that been exciting if we'd seen the Rock on a hat-trick.
If there's any chance and it blows a little bit of pad, Rocket Charlie will be up.
Always busy. The WA spinning product. Finishing his over here. A dot to finish. Good comeback. 5 from the over, wicket from it 2 after 6. Just interesting to see how Papua managed this as well. Having their first wicket after a really flying start.
Yeah, I think last night as well, this is where NT sort of went into their shell. Obviously, last night they were losing wickets in clumps, which isn't ideal in a T20, especially when the spinners have found their rhythm. So I think now for the new batters just to come in, just hit the sweepers, get off strike straight away. Asad Vala, we know he can bat. Like we've seen him on the big stage. He's got some really good numbers, great figures, experienced player. We know he can bat later on in the day too, if he takes his innings deep.
And Toby Gray, he'll pick up his second over here. And that one's hit well, long and straight. Will the fielder get there? No chance. That's 6. Vala's first boundary, and up comes the 50. What a way to bring it up.
As we said before, we know he can bat. It's really exciting from the skipper. As we see on replay, Toby going around the wicket. And that's a serious shot to hit that over mid-off with the right arm leg spinner going around the wicket.
I reckon we saw him play one in the first over where he didn't quite get a hold of it. Cleared the ring, so it was a safe shot in the power play. That time, he got plenty. How does Gray come back?
Nice, good batting. As we saw before, here was the one whacking him, getting off to an absolute flyer. And Vala was just working the singles, getting him on strike. And now it looks like it's his turn to take the game on.
Absolutely, he's 15 off 10 already. And CJ Amini to face up. Doesn't quite get a hold of it, but it'll be enough for a single, and he's off the mark now too. It's interesting that Papua still willing to play those shots as well. Bit of breeze coming over too. It's about 14 kilometres blowing north to south. And that one's hit nicely, and he's got that straight enough that the fielder won't come into contention for a catch. Didn't carry anyway. As a single for Vala. He's liking it straight, particularly into that slight onside skew.
Yeah, he's got a really good swing of the bat too. So it looks like he just backs himself to hit everything straight.
And there's the sweep. Will it be off pad or bat? So half an appeal there as the two scurried through. Leg buys it is. So just have a look at that replay. Definite pad. Don't think it pitched anywhere near the leg stump line. So I mean he's safe, but he doesn't get the run. And there's Vala sweeping himself. I reckon that's taken pad 2. Nope, they'll call that a genuine run. That ends the over. 1 for 55. 11 from it. Looks like we'll see pace come back into the offering. It'll be Mitch Owen.
Big Mitchy Owen to come back into the tack. Looks like he's bowling with the wind now. He did bowl against it and into it just before in the power play.
A lot of variation here from Jason Sanger, the captain. Probably just trying to find a way to slow up these runs that are, even after the power play, coming too frequently for him.
Yeah, it looks like there's a nice little battle between the spinners. It looks like spinners are getting a little bit of purchase, but then they're also playing some really good cricket shots that we see get to the boundary.
A little less humid tonight, 62%. Wonder how that impacts how dewy the ball might get and the conditions themselves may be. Both left-handers at the wicket. It's Vala to face up. Bit of bounce off the wicket. Oh, they've sent Gosh, and a direct hit there could have meant trouble for Amini. Vallis sent his partner back.
Great moving from the big fella.
Absolutely.
You don't really expect that from the big fast bowlers, but you can add another string to your bow, get that into a cheeky little run out at core, boys. That'll be beautiful.
And what do you reckon? Was the single there to be had?
Oh, if the batters both go, there's every chance that it's going to be safe. But either it was well bowled. Valla tried to give himself a little bit of room, and Mitchie Owen just banged in, tighten him up.
Here he comes again. Now this time they go for the single. Strike through a long run up from Valerie's. Almost run halfway towards the commentary box. Just turning back and looking to see if there are any overthrows. Perhaps the most controversial overthrows for this winter of cricket here in the Northern Territory. We're in a T20 match at this exact ground in late July, where I believe it was Callum Malladay just dropped the ball, and Desert Blaze were able to pinch a win there on the final ball of the game against the City Cyclones. Here's Mitch Owen. That one's worked away into similar areas.
Nice, good bowling here from Mitch. Nice tight lines, giving him no width outside off to cut. It's a very good start here with the ball.
That one's played fine. That should be fine enough for 4. Certainly sounded like bat. Umpire sees it the same way. Valla gets a boundary.
Just that little bit too straight there from Mitchie. Don't mind it though, that is his bowling plan.
And he's hit an area fairly consistently there, and that one, Valla just cashes in on, as you say, a bit straight up.
Yeah, and looks like the ball isn't swinging as much compared to last night. As we saw last night, that ball was swinging sideways. As we've got a fielding change now with third man coming up. Short mid-wicket drops back to the fence as well, so 4 out on the leg side and 1 out for the cover sweeper on the off.
Wonderful see. Reverse sweep of sorts.
Oh, double bluff.
Plays and misses at that one. Arms a long way from the body. He's managed to accelerate now himself, hitting boundaries and back-to-back overs.
As we see now, fine leg coming up, mid-off dropping back. So it could be a pace-off delivery. Just to close out the over.
Nice and full. They might push for a second. They will.
Nice, good running.
The misfield from Jason Sanger meant that was very comfortable in the end.
Good intent there from the batters. Calling 2 straight away. Jason Sanger, really good fielder in his own right. Unbelievable fielder, to be fair. Putting him under pump, a little bit of a misfield, and sneak in for 2.
And Charles Darwin University is a sponsor of Cricket 365. It's the Territory's largest training provider and a top 2 university for graduate employment outcomes. CDU offers hundreds of degrees, hands-on training programs and short courses to help you achieve your goals. Speaking of goals, what might be a target score, a par score PNG become happy with here, Dylan?
Yeah, they're going at just under 8s at the moment. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they go with that power surge. If they get a couple set batters in there just to really set the tempo going. But I think anything over 140, 150 can be quite competitive in a T20 game. As you see, the roller coaster of momentum just goes up and down, swings to the bowling, swings to the batting side of things. A couple big overs or a couple tight overs can really change the game. But I think overall, anything over that 140, 150 is really competitive. As we saw last night, I'm with the NT team and we only put on 100 on the board, but we took it right down to the wire. So yeah, it just depends how you go about it. But yeah, anything over that 140, 150 should be pretty competitive. But in saying that, it's a really good batting wicket. The dew might come in later on, so you could expect them to chase it down also.
And Rockacholi, he'll start his third over from the airport end. He was able to take the wicket of Hiri. Had him out sweeping. LBW trapped in front. See, has a go at Amini, who's playing and missing. And can't whips off the bails, but little interest from the umpire. And a bit of a delayed appeal from Rockacholi.
Don't mind this. Rockacholi bowling at the other end now. Bowling into the wind, so if they want to hit over the top, they can. They'll be hitting it with the wind over his head. And he's only got 4 out as well, so this is a nice attacking option.
Let's see if it yields any wickets. He swung at that again. Another appeal and out this time. Amini goes stumped. 2 off 7. Plan works. Can't. Very sharp at the stumps.
Well bowled, as we said, spinning the ball away as the replay comes on now. Trying to give himself room. Didn't look like he ran down the wicket, just might have slipped that back foot slightly.
Very tight call and very sharp glove work.
No, great gloves from Dhruv. Dhruv Kant playing for Darwin up here as well. Had a really good carnival with the 365 strike league. Got himself a nice 100 with the bat later on in the tournament, so we'll see him later on also.
And yet to yield a run this over as well. Rockacholi really producing some fine stuff for his team here. Just slowing down PNG, the Barras, as they're starting to build momentum.
Are we thinking this is our man, Tony Ura?
Sure is.
We were talking about him before, had a really good cameo in that semi-final against Zimbabwe back in July. He's got a nice little 60-odd strike rate of 200, hit some massive sixes, so hopefully we see some fireworks later tonight.
Earlier in the tournament, and that's the very same tournament, it was all in July, he picked up 93 off 40 against Singapore. And he owns 5 of the top 7 scores in the format. And he's swinging.
Oh, first ball. There we go. There's the intent straight away.
They'll push for a third, and they'll
good running.
Just through the gloves of Kant.
And buys. Didn't expect that first ball. They're tough ones as a keeper, spinning in.
Takes a score to 2 for 66. As you say, plenty of intent early on. On the first ball, just after you've seen a teammate stumped, absolutely swinging for it.
Nice, good bowling here from the Rock.
And beyond that, there's the only runs so far that have come from the over. Valor on strike. Finish it here and play it into the offside. And we'll get a single.
Nice, smart, mature batting. Keep ticking the scoreboard over. Respected that. The Rock's bowling well. Looks like there's enough purchase in the wicket as well. Looks like it's spinning.
Ura to face the final. Cuts it and no man there. That could well run away. In fact, it'll be a race here between fielder and ball. And fielder getting there just in time. A team effort in the end. Josh Khan whipping it in. And that ends the over. 2 for 69. So even when losing a wicket, they've just managed to not ever really take their foot off the pedal. The tightest over so far, going for 4, was Toby Gray's.
So we see a change of bowler. Mulliday coming back into the attack by the looks. Looks like Sanger will keep rotating his quicks at the top end here at the Barla Road end. Let the quicks bowl with the wind. I think you'd love that from a skipper, just to go, righto, mate, here you go. Here's the ball. Bowl fast for me. And then the spinners can do their work at the other end. So got Toby Gray's got a couple more left. The Rock's got one left. And looks like after this, all the quicks will have two left as well.
Here comes Maladay. Europe playing smartly there, very fine, or square rather, and the man at mid-wicket able to account for it. Couple more. Last night we saw the towel getting a fair old workover with the ball, particularly in the second innings. Not been sighted as yet. You're playing that nicely.
Nice, good batting. Nice fielding too.
It's good intensity, you're right, Dylan. Getting to that ball and just whipping it back in.
Good cricket all round. Great crowd here too at DXC Arena. Nice crowd for a Friday afternoon. As we saw, a massive crowd last night between NT, Northern Territory and CA. So CA playing back-to-back games. Last night had the fireworks out. Had the flames. Had the music pumping.
A wicket would be music to CA's ears.
Nice, smart batting again. And tomorrow night we've got the Melbourne Renegades versus the Melbourne Stars here again. 6 o'clock start. So if you're not doing anything on a Saturday, Arvo, come down, have a look. Watch the two Melbourne Big Bash teams go about it.
That'll be awesome, won't it, Dylan? Melbourne derby, a lot of talent between both the Gades and the Stars.
Yeah, they've been training the last couple of days down here. They've really enjoyed the weather compared to back home in Melbourne. But just for them to get up here and have a hit on the turf, play a couple games of cricket, should do them a world of good as well for their season.
Maladay, he's taking on Europe. He's swinging into the offside, but picked out the man at deep cover. Just a single.
Same again, nice little battle here between bat and ball. Europe ticking the scoreboard over nicely. So's the captain, Asad Vala. Really playing that mature innings. When there is that partnership going, he's looking to extend. But when they do lose a wicket, you can just see how mature he is. And just go, righto, we'll just keep working the strike over, try and build another partnership.
Dancing down is that one. Now, that one's high, but it'll fall short of fine leg. Just a single. Thankful he didn't get as much hold of that as he might have liked to, because it would have then gone straight down the fielder's throat at fine leg. And as you say, Valo, it just feels like he's had such a good feel for where the game is at. And you need that from a captain, and particularly being able to do that from the middle. Europe to face off the final ball of the first half of this innings.
Looks like they've only got 4 out here for the last ball.
Drops short, beats the bowler, but good cover from Rockacholi.
No damage, only a dot ball then. So very well closed out from Mulliday. He's just going over a runner ball, so pretty healthy figures there. Same as last night, bowled really well, just didn't get that wicket. He probably doesn't have to go searching for wickets either. If you got someone that can bowl his role like that, then you got Rockacholi and these guys coming in after that. And Toby Gray took big wickets, so. And
they're going to hold off giving Rockacholi his final over here. I back that. I think that's a wise call, given he's been the pick of the bowlers thus far. You're right. Maladay's actually played a fine role here of just keeping it fairly tight. And that's what they did so well last night, CA. And we spoke about it earlier, the idea of potentially Jason Sanger coming into attack. Well, that's going to come into fruition here. The captain is continuing with spin from the Airport Development Group end. And it will be himself now, the spinner in question.
Yeah, Sanger bowls a little bit different to Toby Gray, as we saw Toby Gray bowling before. Sanger is that little bit faster in the air, faster and flatter, where his wrong and might turn more than his traditional leg break. As we see him come in for his first ball.
And that one's hit
Shot.
smartly. It's hit straight. One bounce, 4.
Great cricket shot.
It's another one for Valor. His 3rd boundary.
Moving to 31 off 24, batting really well.
Not quite the start Jason Sanger would have wanted. Now, and we've seen Valor loves it in that area too. And he's missing when he's trying to cut there. But he's really loved it straight. Had a 6 and...
Yeah, he's got that clean, free swing of the bat. Everything straight, just looks really nice.
That one not quite got a hold of, but the misfield at mid-on has meant they'll get the single. It's Blake McDonald just getting across there. It's moving fairly quickly though, that ball, and a bit of ground to cover.
If that had got through, it might have sneaked down for 4, so you might be a positive in that one.
Yeah, certainly wasn't a regulation piece of fielding. And he comes in with a real dart, I find, Sango, as he gets through his deliveries here. Europe hitting straight. That's nicely fielded there. Maladay getting low.
Nice fielding standards here from CA. And you see from Maladay, he just bowled the over before, but to keep that intensity out there in the field shows what T20 cricket's all about.
Euro showing intent, and he's hit that one. Not quite splitting the 2 men out in the deep on the onside, though. He's always looking busy and really opening up the hands to play his shots. I think it's a single. But I wouldn't be surprised if he either starts finding the rope or walking back to the pavilion. The way he's playing just seems, even though he's only going to run a ball, the shots he's trying to play are expansive. Final delivery here. Full bunger and called as a wide.
Wide. Bad luck from Sanger. He would know he would have tried to close out the over there.
First and last balls and overs talked about a lot. Well, he started by being sent to the boundary for 4 and then a wide there.
Yeah, it comes down to that partnership bowling as Sanger comes in again.
And that one's played nicely. Won't carry out to the man on the rope. Just a single from it. 2 for 83.
Yeah, with that partnership bowling, if Sanger had got hit for a boundary then, that would put pressure on the next bowler for the next over. So just closing out, get a single. Dot ball would be gold. But singles are pretty good when it comes to T20s, especially at a stage like today. 2 for 83 off 11. Just going at 7.5 and over.
I think this has been a really, really clever little innings from the Papuans. Of course, they've got the power surge available to them.
And I don't think they've played in a power surge before, because we use that in our Big Bash, series in Australia, where we use that, where they have two fielders out for 2 overs after the 10th, so they can take it any time from now till the end of the innings if they want to.
Hope we'll get another over here.
But last night we used the power surge NT, and I think we got 3 for 10 off our 2 overs. So it turned out being a bowling power surge instead of it's meant to be a batting power surge.
Now, Strike also did take a fairly good advantage and probably could have won the game in that power surge for themselves last night. I think they picked up at least 2, perhaps 3 wickets.
Yeah, they could have had that third. There was a little chance there, which is fine. Cricket's cricket, as Hope comes into bowl now.
That one's shot up.
Nice, well bowled.
Big wicket there for Brad Hope. They needed that. That's a man in good touch. Asad Valor, the captain, he goes back to the pavilion on the first ball of the 12th. He's gone 33 off 28.
As we see on the replay, Hopey from ball 1, that nice tight line. over that middle off stump, just looking to try and work that to square leg, but turns out to be a leading edge to point, and it looks like, was it Rahale catching there at point?
I think it was.
He's had our back to us the whole time.
And then the first time he's square on.
Even the score 3 for 83.
Sese Bao into the offing for Papua. The left-handed bat. Well, he's played 41 matches and at 721 runs in T20s. He's averaging 24.6, a high score of 59. Some of these association nations that they play against, though, not necessarily instant transfer into how they'll go against players who've played through elite pathways for much of their youth and into their adult cricket. But certainly they've turned up well. This is probably the most challenging point for them now. They don't have any bat in. Ura still finds his way off 8 deliveries. Bao, well, he'll have to negotiate. Brad Hope.
Nice, good pace and bounce. So they've only got the 4 fielders out, which is pretty stock standard. Deep square leg, fine leg, deep third man, and a cover sweeper on the offside. Everyone else is in on the ring.
And CA really need to have a complete over here and just make sure keep it under a runner ball for this over. I think would be a really good target to set themselves, and then the perfect place to do that as well. Bao faces guard for his second delivery and finds a way off the mark.
Good intent there again, looking to rotate the strike. And it looks like good fielding as well from Mahale. Yes, he did misfield it, but he did run in, try and create that run-out chance.
And took the catch earlier in the over as well. Ura, we've seen him be willing to take the risk on the odd occasion. Hasn't quite got hold of anything big time. How will he go here? Well, certainly swinging. And that one, is it going to be given out? It sure is. Caught behind. An amazing piece of fielding from Dhruv Kant. Ura goes back to the pavilion, caught out behind. Thought it might have been a wide. It moved so much, and that is an excellent piece of athleticism.
It's not what you want, getting caught down leg side from a batting point of view, but nonetheless, Hope comes in short. One-handed grab there from Dhruv Kant. Great catch, 1 mitt.
1 foot in the air as well. The way he was moving was very smart.
There we go, back-to-back wickets. 2 brand new batters at the crease now. Brad Hope picking up them 2 wickets there. As Miles, you were talking before, just trying to close out the over there, get that wicket. All of a sudden they get 2 wickets now. Putting Papua New Guinea under a bit of pressure now. Still plenty of time left.
Norman Vanua coming to the crease.
Seems like everyone that's batted so far, the top 6 batters, they've all played 70-plus games of international cricket, whether that's in the T20s or the ODIs. So they've got that experience there. So see how Norman goes. He also a bowler, so we'll see him later on again with the ball.
High score of 71, an average of 20 in T20. Here's his first short again.
Bumper, I like it.
It's been getting really good bounce and extraction from this wicket in this over, as Brad Hope.
We've seen some really good cricket shots from Papua New Guinea, so I think overall it does look like a really good batting wicket, but I think there's enough in it from the bowlers. We saw the spinners spin the ball. We see the quicks here. When they bowl the bumper, it's really coming through. Dhruv's taking it over his head. He's not the tallest man getting around, but he's still taking it above shoulder height, which is nice to see from a bowling side of things.
Hope to finish his over here, and that one's hit hard. Will it be a put down there? That's a big let-off for Papua. Blake McDonald dropping that one. He got to the catch and just wasn't able to ice it, as we see a replay here.
Gee, that would have been 3 wickets in the over. I think he might be hitting it into the wind as well, so bad luck there from Blake. I reckon I saw him train, see him do some fielding practice as well. He would catch that 9 times out of 10.
At the end of the over, it's 4 for 85. They started this over 2 for 83 for a bit of perspective. So imagine if they'd finished at 5 for 84. That's what the equation could have been. Nonetheless, now he was moving backwards as he went to take the catch, but I think he'd done really all the hard work there. He'll be dirty on himself.
Done the hard yards early, got into a really good position, and sort of went to ground and just lost all his momentum.
Be interesting to see.
As Toby Gray comes back on from the airport end.
And Norman Vanua, well, he's been given a second life, so let's see what he makes of that chance to stay at the wicket and make an innings. Gray's taken for a single. Nice fielding there from the captain, Jason Sanger.
Good to see you keep rotating the strike again. Keep ticking that scoreboard on. As we saw the field just then, they only had 4 out. So Australia is still attacking here as well. So it's really good cricket all round.
Kent definitely having a good match behind the stumps already. A stumping and a pretty sharp one-handed catch down the leg side. That one's swept just for the single. Oh, half a thought about the second run too there. And there you see the misfield from the keeper.
Commentator's curse.
Sese Bowles probably thinking to himself, gosh, I should have just taken on the Vanua dropped last over, facing up here. He hits that one. We'll see if there was bat on that or if it was just purchase off the wicket. Called as buys there. Slight misfield from Cam.
See Toby getting some really nice dip and that real sharp spin as well. I think Toby's really enjoying these conditions out here. The ball's not too dewy yet. It's still nice to hold on to. And he's really spinning that ball too, which is good to see from a leg spinning point of view.
Sese Bowles looking quick with his work as well. Loving how he's moving around the wicket already. The diminutive left-hander. Reverse sweep.
Oh, it's there to hit too. I like it. Good batting. We saw a few of them shots last night, a few dismissals. But for them, from a coaching side of things, they're up here to try and practice some things. And the field was there as well to hit that. So you'd probably back themselves in it, hit it more often than not.
Bow once more. He takes on that one. That's huge. That's a massive, massive, massive 6 into the function area. Slog sweep. Boom. Let's have a look at the replay.
Nice. Grab batting from Bruv. Leg spin, spinning in to the left-hander, into that slog sweep arc, and into the change rooms as well. Great shot there for 6.
Good way to end the over. They move to 94. Good recovery. And yet again, I would posit, Dylan, I'm interested in your thoughts on this. We haven't really seen 2 consistent overs just tying down the PNG scorecard. Something else that's hard to tie down is a 737 at full flight, and they come in and out of airport, Darwin Airport, which is not too far from us, and that's owned by the Airport Development Group, who proudly sponsor Cricket 365 and the Indigenous Cricket Program. We certainly thank them for their support in making this league happen and a myriad of other cricket programs, including the Indigenous Cricket Program. We'll see Rockacholi bowl his final one here. I wonder if it's a little bit early, but nonetheless, he's in from the Abala Road end. False start. What do you reckon about that, Dill?
A bit of mindset, seeing if he's going to move around the crease or not. Sometimes it could be tactical to see if the batter's going to move a trigger across and try and move to the leg side or give himself room.
Vanua facing up. That one's hit well, but is it hit well enough? Yes, it is. Another 6. Big sweep. Papua have come to play, and the crowd are loving it too.
Good to see. That brings up the 100.
And what a way to do it.
See again. Comes into bowl. Nice. Just in that step hit zone.
Now, I wonder on how many occasions has the 50 and the 100 both been brought up with 6s. So you see, nice shot there from Vanua just to keep the score ticking over. Gets a single. Good cricket from Papua here.
Yeah, great batting. Hit a 6 and then the next ball turns into a single. It's a nice little batting display there. Showing that power of that slog sweep, going for 6. And then that just keep rotating the strike as well.
Charlie, reverse sweep taken.
Nice.
Here. That's hit really well. That'll be 4, I think. Couple of bounces to the boundary. Sese Bao.
Love it. Good to see. So for the viewers at home, he's got 3 out on the leg side and only 2 fielders out on the offside. No fielders behind point on the offside. So that's a great shot there from Bao. As we see the shot go over there, another great sunrise in Darwin. Sunset. We were here on sunrise. Another great sunset. As we see a change of field now, so they've got the 1 point and they've just moved that cover sweeper just that little bit squarer to where that ball went. So if he can hold his shape over cover, that could be a boundary option for him as well to hit with the spin.
Take it on.
Oh, nice.
Premeditated. That'll be 4.
He's got every bit of that. It's a great shot. Great batting.
6 single, 4 4. Sese Bao with another boundary. 3 in 2 overs for him. Vanua, who was dropped early in his innings, he's hit a 6-2. And there's that sweep.
Oh, they blocked his reverse sweep shot, so now he just thought, oh, I'll walk across the stumps and play a conventional sweep shot.
Steve Smith-esque, can I say that?
So it's really smart batting, just manipulating the field a little bit. Now the pressure comes back on Roccaccioli and see if he can really nail his stock ball.
2 deliveries to come. He'll be wanting to fix up here. It's played in. Oh, I thought about a single. Would have been a very dangerous game to play.
Nice, well bowled. So getting hit for a couple of boundaries and just backing himself to bowl that stock ball. We had really good figures coming into this over.
Let's see how it all wraps up. It'll be Roccaccioli's final. Oh, he's peeling. Will the umpire consider it? Half a thought about a run. It's certainly on there. Nothing doing from the umpire. Roccaccioli, he finishes with figures of 2 for 32.
And given leg byes.
And 4 for 110 at the end of the 14th. Well, gosh, that was a expensive over.
Good final 2 balls there for the Rock to close out. Wouldn't mind seeing a replay of the last one.
And as the
Here we go.
surge is called, well, why not? Vanua and Bao, they're clearing the rope already with the men out there. Let's get a fewer catching options.
As I said before, I don't think they've ever played in a power surge under these rules before, where they've only got the first 4 overs are a power play in a T20, where it's normally just the first 6 overs of a power play, and that's it for the rest of the innings. But for this game here, so having the first 4 overs as a power play, and now the power surge for the second half of the innings, this should be pretty exciting here.
Mitch Owen bowling. Now, I tend to think that you prefer to have your spinning options on in the surge, just because of the advent of what pace might do to the ball. You don't need to get all of it for it to travel quick. Of course, with a slower delivery, batsmen can premeditate a little bit more, though. And
yeah, with the quicks, your good ball can actually end up going down to third man or fine leg, but that can also be a waste of a delivery also. So the field that we see here, long on drops back with square leg. But as we said, if he bowls just that normal good length ball outside off and nicks it through the slips, it's 4. So it's a tough little display, but it's good for the bowlers to think about it. As mid-on comes up and mid-wicket drops back, so they're all out on the leg side.
Mitch Owen, his third. From the airport end. And that one is turned backward a square. But the man's there.
Nice, good fielding out in the deep. And good running as well. They're nice and busy. They're hitting the boundary balls. They're running the singles well, and now they're pushing the twos.
And Caleb Malladay whipping that in. He had a bit of ground to cover. Was moving quick.
See a bit of movement going around at the crease as well, the ball before.
Sesebao.
He's giving it the berries.
They're pushing for the second. Keeper's the call. Good
Nice.
running, though. Great running.
He's fast. He runs that first single really hard.
The wee pocket rocket. And 2 twos already.
That was a nice ball there from Mitchy Owen. Hitting it straight out to the sweepers, which is a great result. Probably should have been one. But good running nonetheless.
And that one tried to tee off again. Bow goes for everything.
I love it. It's exciting.
Though, this over at least. But he is going for it, and he certainly is an excitement machine.
20 runs off 13, looking good.
Certainly isn't. You know, I'll be the first to admit I've been surprised at how resolute this performance from Papua with the bat has been. And any time there's been a bit of adversity, they've managed to reset their innings and focus on Mitch Owen. And once more, that one's going to just drop up short.
Good bowling. Very good bowling again from Mitch.
It's a fine over, particularly considering the fielding restrictions in place.
So that turns into a leg by there. So now to the right-hander. So this is where it can be interesting having that left-hand, right-hand combination at the crease. Them good balls there to the lefty might be a slot ball for the righty. And then it might be a different bowling plan as well.
Sweet. Looks like we've got square leg and a cover. It's really more up for Vanua. The Rock. Is he making any contributions to that chat there with Jason Sanger, the captain with his paceman?
Yeah, he's got that experience as well, playing Shield cricket for WA. So everyone out there, they've all played really good cricket. They've all got their own say. I think overall the experience out there, like there's so many cricket heads, so many cricket nuffies.
So they bring up that man, the deep and that push.
So no one out on the leg side. And they've gone sweeper out on the offside, on the cover, and third man. So he just has to be wide outside off and probably full outside off too.
See if he hits his areas. It's taken on straight down the throat of Rockacholi. Vanua goes, caught out for 9 off 7. Big wicket. Great over thus far from Mitch Owen.
Nice, very well bowled again. Bowling to his plans as the replay comes up on now. So he brought everyone up on the leg side. You can see Varnell batting way outside off. Mitchy Owen bowling it nice and full outside off, bowling to his field. And a nice catch there from the Rock. Can't keep him out of the game. But a nice little partnership there too, nonetheless. And there's a wicket in the Power Surge, which is coming quite common in the Power Surge, same with the Strike League series. But nonetheless, we've seen some really good batting performances as well.
And Damien Ravu will come to the wicket for Papua. Game's at an interesting point. I think he'll just be trying to feed as much of the strike. Probably take the dot here to make sure that Sesebao is on strike for the next over of the Power Surge.
Yeah, so you see big bash teams here. You can probably use this ball as a free hit. And so with Bahul at the non-strikers end, a single puts a new batter back on strike again. So I think Mitchy would be more than happy for this ball to be going for a single. But for Papua New Guinea's sake, this might be a free hit ball for them.
And the right-hander, Ravu, who's come to the crease, 24 matches. High score of 29. And he just pushes through for the single. Interesting choice there. for them to take that. Ends the over. Wicket from it. 5 for 116.
All good. They trust each other, the batters. They'll just keep ticking the strike over. So the first power surge over comes to the end, getting a nice little wicket there. Not many coming from that over either.
Just the 6.
Looks like they're going to go to Brad Hope again, who bowled some nice big overs last night. Big overs in regards to the power play and the power surge.
It's the double pace combination.
So deep square leg and deep mid wicket go back.
And Hope picked up some crucial wickets, getting Vala and Ura in the 12th.
I like this field. He can be attacking on the stumps. He can be full. He can be short as well, as long as it's straight.
Ravu not beating the ring, but getting his single to feed the man with his eye in the strike, Sese Bao. Hope's been really good thus far already.
Been impressed with Bao. His running between wickets has been unbelievable, running them twos, which anyone else would probably just take a single. But he's also hit a couple big sixes too, and he looks like a little man, but he can hit a big ball.
You're on the money there, and dipped in honey, if I don't say so myself, Dylan Slater. Some adjustments being made.
So he's going to go deep long on. Jason Sanger's going to come down and see us. It's going down to long on. And got deep square leg as well. So same thing, Hope will go right arm over. Just following nice and tight at the stumps.
Big swing from Bao. Probably trying to hit into that, just the space in between. Good degree of width there from Brad Hope.
The way he swung, he could have hit that into the golf course if he wanted to. Next door, the Marara Golf Course.
It's been a popular haunt of cricketers this winter.
They would have copped a flogging. There have been so many cricketers up here in the 365 in the Strike League. Just go play a game of golf and catch up with each other.
Hope. Here he comes. Bowles hit that one. Is he hit it fine enough? No way.
Nice. You can just see they're just bowling to their plans again. Executing each ball as it comes. Been a lot of time at the golf course, but they've been doing, to be fair, like the 7 weeks they were up here with the Strike League, which was just the 7 weeks just gone then. The amount of work they've done in the nets from a cricket side of things with the batting and the bowling loads, and then into the gym down the road also. Full credit to them. They deserve that little bit of golf time. Enjoy the sunshine downstairs as Hope comes in. Nice little bumper.
You've got to have an outlet, particularly in what becomes limited overs cricket is for so long. So every ball really counts. You know, it's high stakes a lot of the time. We've had some tight finishes too and some really tight matches throughout the Strike League and now into the top end T20. Similar vibe. There weren't really that many days in between the final and the beginning of the top end T20. Just a couple. Let's hope gets another look at Ravu, who's dropped that one in there. They'll have to be quick, and they are.
Nice. Great soccer skills there from Hopi.
Yeah, nice little touch. There's a lot of European football leagues have kicked off. Maybe there's a half a career there if he can work on an inside boot. So we just see him get through his work again. Dropped right in there. Look at that. Oh, that would be a lovely lateral through ball, wouldn't it?
Great skill to have. You never know. You might not, well, especially then you don't have time to bend over and throw. Just a quick little kick. You've seen a few run-outs in international cricket like that. It can be a cheap little wicket. But very well bowled. Last ball of the power surge. Here we go.
Sese Bao on strike. Takes it on. Doesn't get a hold of it. Just a single.
Look at them little legs go. Nice, well bowled there from Hopey. The two Tassie boys, Brad Hope closing out that over, the power surge. Mitchie Owen bowling the one just before.
And just the 10 runs from it. So with 5 runs an average at each over, that power surge has probably been the best 2 overs runs-wise, particularly with the wicket falling 1 for 10 that CA have had all innings, really. So it's so interesting, isn't it, that we haven't really seen a team capitalise as yet. We've seen 3 power surges already in the competition, and not one has yielded maximum result.
Really good point, that. I think from the batting point of view, it looks like they're trying to overhit it instead of just playing them traditional good cricket shots. As we saw the first 4 overs of Papua New Guinea, the way the two boys went about it up top, the skipper Vahul, and then Hari just went whack, just playing really good cricket shots, didn't try and force anything, where it looked like they just tried to try and hit it too hard, and they just mishit it, or it just went for a single. But then, to be fair, I think the way Mitchie Owen and Brad Hope bowled was sensational as Toby Gray comes back into the attack, bowling at the airport end, where he's bowled all his overs tonight.
This will be his final over. Sanger has a couple up his sleeve, as does Maladay. Hope and Owen, they've both got 1 each left.
So there's 4 overs left, 24 balls left. You'd love to go at least a run of ball, so that gets you to 140. If not, go a little bit more to that 150 score.
And Gray taken on there, taken 4 runs. Oh, that's very sharp work, and Bow quick between the wickets.
Really good cricket, that. Run down the wicket, great shot from Bow for 2. Good fielding down there. Was that Maladay again down there?
For a big man, he moves fast and just whipped it back in. 2 runs for Bow, who hasn't wasted any time out there. Graham once more. And that will be a wide. Fair call there. Back to 5 men in the deep. Dead ball there. We've got,
as we see, a great turnout again for a Friday night. CA versus Papua New Guinea.
So Sebal takes on the sweep. He's quick enough to push for 2s pretty much on every single, but doesn't take the second there.
See Vahu, as soon as he releases it, he's just running down the wicket straight away. Just backing his teammate. Comes to that batting partnership again, trying to run them 2s. Keep ticking the scoreboard along.
And a wee bit frustrating to give away the wide, given that they kept it pretty tight. Still been pretty decent opening here for Toby Gray. So he picked up 3 wickets last night, none as yet. He's got 4 balls to change that, though. Here's Ravu facing up. And he swung everything at that. Another wide.
It's a nice, good purchase there. Good spin. Where when the dew sets in, that might not turn as much. You can see he's bowling to his plan there. He's got 2 points. He's got protection out there on the offside. Just trying to avoid that slog sweep area getting hit over in the golf course end.
Ravu takes on that one. That'll be a 3rd wide for the over. Losing his direction a little bit there.
I'll be happy with the first wide he bowled then to Ravu, because that was his plan outside off, where that one just sort of slid down leg. Could have been expensive.
Very full there. It goes out, and you know Bow's going to get second there. Hurrying his man Ravu through his work. Another couple. 8 from this over already. 3 of them wides. Big shot here. There should be a man under it. That should be out. Most certainly is. Ravu goes for 5. Gray gets a wicket. 6 for 128.
Nice, good bowling there from Toby. As we said before, just trying to get out of that leg side zone. As Vahu ran down legs or moved across the stumps to try and hit over the leg side. And it was a nice catch there from Jason Sanger, the skipper. But same again, Toby Gray bowling to his plan, spinning the ball away from the leg side. Trying to make the batter hit it where he doesn't want to get hit.
And in comes Chad Soper. Decent medium fast bowler. Picked up a 3 for in his recent outing against Zimbabwe. It was the last international competitive match that...
It was nice figures too, 3 for 11.
Career best, in fact. Now, he needs to do a job with the bat. We spoke about probably 150 would be a score. Papua New Guinea would be very happy with. 19 balls to hit 20. You'd back yourself as a team to do that, particularly when you've got a man in like Sese Bao as well. His movement between the wickets has been good. He's been able to clear the rope for a 6 under 4 already. Gray's got to work hard here to finish his over. They did cross, so Bao may well look for the single. No catch doing there, despite the cries for it. And the over 6 for 129.
Interesting field on that last ball. There was 3 out on the offside. So same again, Toby Gray really bowling to his plans. But then again, smart batting from Bao. Get that single, getting back on strike for the next over. With 18 balls left, he would love to face at least 12 to 15 or 16 of these.
And looks like Maladay, he'll get another over.
So I think Maladay will have this one, and then Brad Hope and Mitchie Owen to close out as they bowled so well in that power surge a couple overs ago.
Hope's been great again. Tidy figures already off his 3, 2 for 16. Had a really good night with the ball last night as well, 2 for 8. He also hit 45 unbeaten. Calum Maladay, he's been really tight for mine.
He hasn't got a wicket yet, as we said before. Didn't get a wicket last night, but gee, you got them dot balls, pressure, and then the wickets flew at the other end. So as we talked about with that partnership, you can turn that partnership batting into that partnership bowling. And he looks like a really good person having your team. He bowled an over a few overs ago, and then the very next ball he was up and about in the field, cutting twos and creating a run-out chance. So
he's been really good with that ball. As you say, economical. Can he keep it up? Oh, that one's right up there in the block hole. Lovely ball.
Very well bowled again. As I said, it's hard with T20s, rotating the bowlers around so often. But for their bowlers just to come on and execute from ball 1, full credit to them. It's a great skill to have.
Here's Maladay. Once more, inside edging is Bell.
Very well bowled. The viewers at home might be thinking why they keep rotating the bowlers so frequently. It's probably so the batters don't get 2 overs in a row at you to look at. You might get away with the first over, but that second over that you bowl in a row, he might be putting you up on a tee and then trying to launch you.
You work really closely with NT Strike. Does fatigue set in for a bowler if they're bowling back-to-back in T20, particularly for the pace bowlers?
I don't think for the T20 stuff, but for the one-dayers, yes, you can definitely bowl 1 over too many. I talk a lot about from the power play point of view, where in the one-dayers, the first 10 overs, you only have 2 out, and try and only bowl 2, maybe 3 bowlers in that power play. So that 4th and 5th over might be tough. But I think in the T20, they recover really well as Maladay comes in again.
Soper.
Banging into a length.
Playing all around that ball.
So, yeah, it might not be a fatigue thing, but in saying that, CA are just playing back-to-back games. And it could be a mental thing as well, just trying to switch on from ball 1. But I think these boys are that fit. They've got that much cricket up their sleeve now. They've had their bowling loads for the last 8 weeks or so, and from back home from their state. Oh, has he...
Wicket? I wonder...
Has the bail come off?
Certainly looks like it's dislodged. Well, it's lit up, but perhaps not dislodged. We might try to catch a replay of that if we can. A very peculiar thing because it's lit up, but I wonder if it's bounced up and bounced down. Let's have a look here. See if we can catch it. I reckon he's hit the back of that as the next ball comes through and Soper feeds bow of the strike, gets off strike. I reckon he's hit that with the back of his foot in the bails up and down.
Wow, I was playing club cricket for Darwin and I did that, just went to play a little ramp shot and just kicked the stumps over and the bail did come off. But for that there, I don't think I've seen that.
Not in a while. I think I've seen it the odd time in a test. I think it might have been an Indian batsman in a couple of summers just gone where he was on one. Might have even been Pujara, perhaps. Nonetheless, Sese Bow. Oh, well, that one certainly hit the stumps. Great delivery from Caleb Malladay. And on the final ball of his third over, he gets a wicket. Bow back to the pavilion. He's out 27 off 23. Clean bowled.
Malladay, you can see at the top of his run-up, he's got that real clear plan. And well bowled there. Hitting the stumps. Had the field set for that ball. And getting the set batter out too. So all of a sudden with 2 overs left, 7 for 131 on the board. Great bowling again from the CA boys. The quicks have been super. And a very well deserved wicket from Malladay. 1 for 15 off 3 overs, going at 5s, which in a T20 game, you'd take that every day of the week. And bowled really well last night with no wicket. But yeah, he really deserved that one there.
Really tight over too. Just a couple from it.
Yeah, I think T20 with the momentum, it can really change a game. So if CA close out for another tight couple overs, I think the batters can come out there with real confidence and real momentum moving forward. So if Papua New Guinea can get a good couple overs with the bat here, and then when they have the brand new ball in their hand, hopefully get 1 or 2 quick wickets, and then it's game on.
Now, the new man in, he won't face up just yet, but Nasayana Pakana, he'll have 12 balls on offer, well, 11 maximum now, given that Chad Soper is on strike to Mitchie Owen.
Saw Bakana bowling the nets the other day. Big left arm quick. Looking forward to seeing him later on today. We haven't had many left arm quicks in this tournament, in the top end or in the Strike League series.
It comes on. It's played nicely back there from Soper.
Mitchie Owen on again from ball 1, banging into a length. Glide down to third man for 1.
Pakana, 35 runs across his 25 T20 matches and a high score of 9. But 23 wickets with best bowling of 3 for 21. So some tidy figures there. Obviously, when you're batting lower down the order, you may not be getting that many opportunities in the context of a match that you're coming into. Can sometimes skew your statistics. Nonetheless, we'll get a look at him here.
Yeah, it's hard to put a batting average to T20s, especially when you go out there and try and do the team thing. Let's see, Mitchie Owen comes in. Boy.
Bit of indecision has probably dropped down nicely, and I think with a bit more agility or just game awareness, there was a single in that had they just moved a bit quicker. Rockacholi did get across quickly.
Yeah, it was well bowled there from Mitchie Owen, and yes, he did look to just defend it. But if you just hit that into the nice little pocket there, you can keep rotating the strike.
Nasayana Pakana, let's see how he goes here. Driven nicely. Well fielded from Sanger. Saves excess runs. And Pakana is off the strike.
It's looking good. Papua New Guinea were going at pretty much 8s the whole time, the whole innings. Now just going down to 7s. I see I've had really good last 3 overs.
Well, that one's loose.
Nice, well bowled bumper. As we said before, looks like a really good wicket again with both bat and ball. Great cricket wicket. Enough in it for the quicks to bend their back. Get it in short if they want to. Looked like the spinners, Toby Gray and Rockacholi, had some great purchase there as well with the spin. And some great cricket shots as well from the batting side of things.
2 more for Mitchie Owen, and that one, he's come down the wicket to it. There is a man out there. No second run in it.
Good fielding out there from Sam Fanning. I think Fanners was fielding out there all day, and that's a tough spot when the sun starts to go down. You're looking straight into it. Don't know if he volunteered to take that fielding spot. I'll be far away from it if that was up to me.
Pakana. One again, that so well, half an appeal for a catch, but nothing doing. Bit of a delayed appeal there anyway.
Well bowled there from Owen, closing out the 19th. And that's his 4 overs done. 1 for his 25 off his 4 overs.
Just 3 from that over, so really tightened the screws well. 129 at the end of the 17th. So it's been really good fight back. So at the end of the 16th, I should say, and these next 2 overs, they've just gone for 6. More complete. And
as we thought, Hope will close out at his end. Bowling with the breeze.
You've caught that perfectly, Dylan. You picked the last 3 completely on point. A wise cricket mind. And he's calling it all for you here, the top end T20. Dylan Slater, man of the moment. Here's Hope.
Oh, little good running there.
Gonna take on the arm after the misfield, and
that may be Mulladay down there, who's probably been the best fielder for the whole day. Just a little fumble there, but great running there for 2.
And everything's got to be on here.
This is where cricket can be a funny game. He shouldn't be on strike. Pakana should be on strike now, so it should have only been a single.
What's Soper got?
Cricket can be a funny game.
Swings hard and gets a single. They might push for a second. No.
Good fielding again there from the rock.
It gets down low so quickly.
You'd be surprised how much time they actually spend on their fielding. You know, they're up here to do, you play to do the batting side of things and the bowling side of things. But at the end of the day, you spend a lot of time out there in the field, and you got to want to enjoy it too. And to be a good fielder, that can lead you in good stead moving forward.
Pakana to face off against Hope here. And that's just hit past him. That might
hitting.
beat the fielder. It will go for 4. Very valuable runs. That moves them past 140.
Hopefully that gets the momentum going for Papua New Guinea now. Might get another boundary with 2 balls left.
I seem to remember a tail-end innings from Fawad Ahmed once in a Big Bash game that was not dissimilar to this, where he just started throwing everything at it and not necessarily fancy, but piled on some runs at the end. Can Pakana continue in a similar ilk after a 4? Well, he's got that
there we
one.
go.
There's another. I think that'll clear the rope. Will it make it? Oh, surely it has. There been some contact between boundary and fielder. It'll be the umpire's call, though.
Good fielding there down the deep. As we see, a nice short ball here from Hope. He didn't like getting hit down the ground. Nice top edge.
Thick outside it. Well, we'll never know with that angle. But it was good work to get down there. I think it was Mulladay again, perhaps.
Good to see. The fast bowlers hate it when they get hit down the ground for 4. Follow that up with a nice bouncer, which could be unlucky, and that could easily go for 4 as well.
2 balls to come. Big shot. It will be taken care of, though. Other man out in the deep. 2 runs once more.
Nice, good fielding out there in the deep again. Good cutting angles.
Great final over. Pakana, well, he's getting a lot of it. 8 runs already off these last 3. Very handy contribution for your number 9. These little cameo innings, it's only 9 runs on the balance, but it's things like that that just give your team, if you can get them as close to 150 as possible for here, they'll be stoked. Final delivery of the innings. Well, he's launched that one high, and I think the Rock will catch it. He most certainly will. Innings finishes 8 for 145. Hope gets his third. He finishes with figures for 3 for 27, and that has him as the pick of the bowlers. Very handy score in total, though. 8 for 145. I mean, CA11, they're chasing 146. It looked like it would be a straightforward chase from last night when it was just 105 they needed, but now tack on an extra 40. It'll be certainly an interesting run chase. How did you see the first innings, Dill?
Yeah, I really enjoyed the Papua New Guinea innings at the start. I thought the way the two batters went about it up top, I think they were 1 for 40 odd in the 5th over there. But I thought, yeah, the way they went about it, just looking to score, they were rotating the strike, they were hitting the boundary ball when it was there. I thought overall it was a really good platform. I think moving forward in their tournament, that 145 could turn into a big 160, 170 score. So I think that's exciting for Papua New Guinea. As I said, Asada getting that 33 off 28. He was looking really dangerous, real mature innings. And then Harir, he got off to an absolute flyer in the power play there. But I think overall they bowled really well. We saw Mitchie Owen bowl them nice big tight overs. Same with Brad Hope, getting wickets between them two. Rockacholi getting them 2 wickets from the spinning point of view. But I think the underrated Maladay getting that 1 for 15 off 3 overs. I thought the way he went about it, and in the field also, a really, really good cricket. So I think overall, really good contest here, and looking forward to the next 20.
Let's see how Papua New Guinea go now with the ball in hand. The target is 146 for Australia. Please do join us after a very short break. Well, welcome back. If you're just joining us, you've missed an explosive Papuan innings sent into bat by the Cricket Australia 11. They got off to a rocketing start. Asad Vala, he supported his partner in crime, Hiri, who he was hitting boundaries in the first, the second, the third, the fourth, and then the fifth. He was, or rather the fourth, he was able to launch a six before he departed. It was just one of several innings that led Papua to 8 for 145. Cameo innings at the end of it from Nasayana Pokana with the ball. Bradley Hope was very good as the strike bowler, but I think I'd agree with my co-commentator Dylan Slater here that Maladay was just on another level. Only the one wicket, but at 1 for 15, he was incredibly valuable with the ball. 146 is the target before. The men in canary yellow. Saw as I was coming back to the commentary tent here on the hill, Dylan, there was a young woman who was wearing a Papua New Guinea jersey of sorts. Might have, I'm not sure if it was a rugby league or if it was a cricket jersey, but it was certainly impressive.
Awesome. Good to see. There's heaps of movement out on the hill as well. Kids playing cricket, especially on a Friday night with no school tomorrow. Kids having a hit on the driveway there. It looks like they're having fun. It's a great game of cricket too, so nice little chase here from the CA Cricket Australia team. 145. We did say pretty early in the innings, I reckon it was about 5 or 6 overs in, any score around that 140, 150 might be all right. But the platform that Papua New Guinea did have as the umpires, players, Papua New Guinea and the CA boys come into the field, I thought, yeah, they set themselves a nice platform to get themselves a nice big score. So they'll take 145, especially in the first game. But I think moving forward, we might see some really big scores from Papua New Guinea there.
Now, Blake McDonald and Sam Fanning did not get off to the start they wanted to. Neither did their captain and first drop, Jason Sanger. They were 3 for 7 and lost 2 in the first over last night against NT Strike. It's a bowling of Corey Kelly that was very lethal there. And with a target of 146, Papua will want to be getting off to a good start and keeping it tight in that power play. First 4 overs, only 2 men allowed in the outfield.
Yeah, as you said last night, they did lose the 3 wickets early to Northern Territory, and chasing a low score in 100, it could go one of each ways. It can be really tight, or it can be they could get it over and done with really quick. So for Papua New Guinea to get a quick couple wickets here, and it looks like big Damien Ravu to come into the attack from the airport end.
And they're going to have a slip in place here. It's Asad Vala yelling out to the boys. Before things kick off, we've got a square leg out in the deep. As Ravu begins the innings. That one's hit nicely. Just a single from it. An electrifying movement in the field there.
Nice. I was watching him in the warm-ups there, and it looks like they were buzzing in the field. So good movement, nice and clean on the ground. Good throws into the keeper, having to throw at the stump.
Well, McDonald, he took the first ball tonight. I believe it was Sam Fanning who opened up last night for first delivery from memory.
Traditional field. Love to see Papua New Guinea have a slip here. This is awesome.
Ravu, another go. Drop and run stuff from Sam Fanning. Oh. He's off the mark. A bit of intensity there already. Might have been Sese Bao there, who was moving across.
Little fella at point, little agile.
He's quick, you won't want to miss him. In fact, blinking, you might miss him.
If he had got that clean and throw, could have been a run-out chance for him. But a nice little start here. Bubble just bowling quick, hitting the length here.
Pakana coming up, short fine leg. McDonald, he launches that. That'll be runs, 4 of them, in fact. Nicely tucked away through mid-wicket.
Great shot there from Blake McDonald. Actually seeing him play that exact shot in the final, Northern Tide versus Southern Storm, and hitting it straight down square leg throat. Didn't have to move.
It's nice when they go to plan, isn't it?
But he's absolutely smoked that. As we see the slip come out now to that short catching mid-wicket.
Here comes Ravu again. Oh, charging down the wicket, and that will race away. It'll be a swift work from Sema Kamia, working from third man to just whip it back in. They run 2. Do C8. They're at none for 8 already. Productive start. You're liking that energy. Not sure what language the Papuans will be speaking. There's more than 800 native to Papua New Guinea. Ravu comes in. That's a great ball. Good intensity.
Nice, well-executed Yorker.
And even Vare racing in. He's the man with the gloves, the number 1. Just loving this energy.
Yeah, they were playing some nice little warm-up games too. They were really buzzing around, so it's awesome that they're up here in Darwin, considering they didn't make the World Cup qualifiers, or the World Cup. Just to see them up here playing in this top-end series is so exciting.
Ravu finishing here. That one's hit well over the top. That'll be 4. Cleared the ring and went over the man there. McDonald getting into his work quickly. He's 11. C8, none for 12 after 1.
You can see CA really showing their intent early. I reckon they were in their shell last night, only chasing 100. So for them to come out, chase a bigger score of 145, they can just go out there and just bat with that freedom. See McDonald played that really good pull shot, then hitting it over cover for 4. Just really good cricket shots.
And if you can come away with 2 wins, you pretty well set yourself up for a very good shot at the final.
Yeah, as you said, it's a five-team series, so they play 4 games each. So we got CA and Papua New Guinea, and we've got our local Northern Territory team as well, with Darcy Short in there, and an expert in Greg Shippett coaching the Northern Territory team, who's obviously with the Sydney Sixers as well. Then we've got the 2 Melbourne teams in the Big Bash. We've got the Melbourne Stars and Melbourne Renegades, who actually play each other tomorrow night. So that'll be great viewing tomorrow night here at DXC Arena.
Is the 20-year-old Simo Kamea. First ball, an inside edge, sharp fielding there. Just inside it, short fine leg, and they're getting around him already. So that's Sesebao, I think it is. Very sharp work.
Looks good. It looks like that real skiddy left arm quick.
Oh, Simo Kamea, only 9 T20 matches, 9 wickets, and best figures of 3 for 28. He turns 21 later this month, so just a young man is the number 5. Steaming in there. Lovely ball. Good intensity. He's a left arm quick. Wouldn't mind getting the radar behind his arm, actually, and or the speed gun.
Yeah, the quicks look good here. They're really banging into the pitch. It's good to see. As we said, they've got that really good energy as well. Good to see they've got the slip in play as well. We've got your traditional deep square leg out and third man.
Sam Fanning with a ramp shot. That will be runs. It could be 4 of them. Not quite. Cleaned up. Square leg getting across to it.
Good to see the level 3 coaches up here for Cricket Australia as well. They're up here doing a little coaching course. I was talking to a couple of girls from ACT who were lucky enough to be with the Papua New Guinea for their warm-up. But they did say from straight away their energy was just unbelievable. They had the music playing, like the warm-up games and everything that they're doing. It looks like so much fun, and it's good to see that they're here.
Come here with a bounce.
There we go. Love it. Good to see. Sam Fanning, you try and ramp me, I'll bowl you a bumper.
And there he is, Sima Kamea. He's impressed me already with his pace and what he's getting out of this wicket. And as you noted about the warm-ups, there was one that looks like a cross between the playground game of ninja and a bit of like dance versus shadow boxing. Kamea in once more. Fanning coming out to that one. They should get at least 2 here. They're going to push for a 3rd. That's good running.
Nice, great shot there from Fanning. Moving down the wicket. Getting the bowler off his line.
Now,
bit of a Papua New Guinea crowd as well out there on the hill. Good voice.
And they've been matched in the field with loud voice initially. Now, Fanning, he made a duck and McDonald made one, so both having very lean starts to their top-end T20 series. And as you say, only 4 matches, so both Blake and wanted to make hay in this series. Come here in once more. That'll be played out to point to finish that one. Third man. Into the over, none for 18.
No, very good. Couple low scores in the first T20, as we said last night. But Blake McDonald had a really good tournament. Got over 330 runs and a nice 100 in there as well. 115 off 97. And same with Sam Fanning. He had a pretty good tournament as well. Scored some really good runs. Got a nice 80 in a T20. Where T20 might not be the strong point. But the way he went about it was just unbelievable again. Really smart batting.
And here's Chad Soper to get into his work. His first over will be from the airport end. Very recently picked up his best figures in July against Zimbabwe in what was a T20 World Cup qualifier, 3 for 11. And the 30-year-old begins his stuff now.
Nice on the money straight away.
.29 wickets from his 25 matches. Just as important as wickets is keeping the bowling nice and tight. Here's Soper, and that's a huge shot. It will be 6 of the best. McDonald seen it very well. Nice movement to get down low.
It looks like Soper is more that traditional swing bowler. So third man's come up, long on, has dropped back, and same with that deep square. Not as fast as the other two, as we see on replay. Blake just moving and flicking it over square leg beautifully for 6.
McDonald already striking at more than 200. He's hit that one well, but he's found the man in the covers, in the ring. Liking Blake McDonald's start here. A lot of intent shown. That one's hit well once more. That will be 4. McDonald is on one, really playing some nice aggressive cricket early on and just giving his side a really good base to launch off. They were 3 for 27. Sorry, 3 for 7 last night at one stage. Now none for 28 already in their first innings here.
As we see again, Blakey McDonald showing that really good intent. All the fielders, or the 2 fielders that they are allowed to have in the power play, are all out on the leg side, deep square leg and deep long on. He just got that width outside off, and it was pretty much a free hit. All he had to do was just swing the bat, and if it edged it over the top, then so be it. Same result, still 4 on the book. A little change, mid-on comes up, deep mid-wicket goes around. Full and straight at the stumps just to close out the over here.
Movement again, that's high. Will that clear it? Yes, it
Nice.
does. Another 6. Well, Blake McDonald, 2 6s and a 4 to end the over. He has really seen it nicely already.
Really smart batting there. He brought, as we see on the replay here, moving across the stumps. Just had to beat square leg. But great cricket awareness there. Mid-on comes up, mid-wicket comes around, so he knew he had to be full and straight at the stumps. Great premeditation movement and got more than enough and goes for 6. putting Soper under pressure here.
Absolutely.
16 off his first, and he's still got one ball to come in the over.
Has to finish economically here.
Could see the same shot here.
Perhaps banking on a missed time execution. Just played down, I'll take the single.
Smart batting.
They'll push for a second. There's good running, very good running from the pair.
Nice fielding too, to be fair. Good cricket all round.
Ends the over at none for 36. Flying start, going at 12 and over already. CA.
Blake McDonald moves to 30 off just 12 deliveries.
So he's striking in the vicinity of about 250. Really strong opening, getting full extraction out of the power play.
The quicks look like they're getting hit a little bit here. Looks like a really nice batting wicket, as we were saying last innings. So might see a bit of spin. See if we can close out this power play. As we see the keeper getting a helmet coming up to the stumps.
There it is, Hilavare getting in close. And Sese Bao, well, he's quick between the wickets, he's quick in the field. Let's see how we get through his overs. Right hand off spinner. Well, 41 matches, 7 wickets to his name, and best figures of 2 for 4 in a T20.
Yeah, looking at his figures, he looks like that. Not a part-timer, but just going at the runner ball, economical, just going at a runner ball, which is pretty handy in a T20 game.
If you can go at a runner ball to Sam Fanning, it'll be very smart end to the power play where Blake McDonald has really extracted value. There's a dot to start off with.
Looks like he's just going to slide it in there. He might not look to spin it too much compared to the rock for CA. Just try and close out the power play for the Papua New Guinea.
The Barramundis. And that one's hit nicely. Is it going to beat the fielder? Yes, it is. That's really hit quite well there from Sam Fanning. That's another boundary to the total. None for 40. Already going at more than 10 and over. Now, they needed to start their innings at about 7.3 to take down the target of 146. Just worked away for the single there.
Smart batting. It's really good cricket to see that boundary ball and then just keep rotating the strike, with them singles. It looked like Dew might be playing a big part in this. See all the fielders having the towel in the back of the pants. Drying the hands, drying the ball. We saw last night it played a big part for Northern Territory's bowling innings to CA.
Now, Blake McDonald cleared the rope twice, as well as hitting a 4. How's he going to shape up against the spin? Plays it with respect. Takes a single to a decent ball.
Smart batting there. Keep rotating the strike. I think there they had the traditional deep square leg, long on. So if there's any width outside of with Blake's cover drive, I think he'll back himself to go through or over the top. So that's just smart, respectful batting. Down the ground for 1. Fanner's got every bit of that.
Has raced away. He's hitting them really nicely, Sam Fanning. Twice where there was a fielder in reasonable proximity, but he's just hit it so well. It's so sweet that it's raced away. It's almost at a runner ball now, 100 from 97 required.
It's really good awareness as well from Fanning. He knows that Bowie's not going to try and spin it as much, so he can just go with the angle of the ball and hit through the leg side.
And that one's a wide.
Nice gloves there too.
Yeah, quick work from Hilavare. He was just trying to protect his bowler. Often tactic we see I almost think like it's a bit of a giveaway now going for the stumping when it's down the leg side. There's a big shout here, but the umpire not interested. I think was just going over there, too much height.
That would have been dismissal number 4 for Sam Fanning going down leg side.
It's close, though. Certainly.
Worth a shout. It wasn't a wide. So that's the end of the power play. So the first 4 overs are done. None for 47. Great start there from CA. Great intent from both batters, not just one. Yes, Blake McDonald's 31 off his 13. But Sam Fanning's ticking the scoreboard along well, smashing 2 boundaries.
And whether you're a student of the game, life, or anything else, you can study short-term courses or other tertiary needs at Charles Darwin University, who offer hundreds of courses and come in the top 2 universities in Australia for graduate outcomes. They're a proud sponsor of Cricket 365. Looks like Pakana is coming into the bowling.
Bowling his right arm meds. Could be his left arm meds.
As he starts up here. That one's outside the off, tempting Blake McDonald, who's having a good look at it. Yeah,
looks nice and strong, the big fella. We're looking forward to him when he was batting. Got a nice couple of boundaries as well towards the end there from the batting side of things. Looks like a nice smooth run up. Just really pushes his shoulder through.
23 wickets from his 25 T20 matches. Best figures of 3 for 21. Pakana has a false start there.
He looks good here. Looks nice and attacking. So you might get you a wicket or 2 here.
Couldn't the Barramundis use one? Nice full delivery, but played and dug out well there by McDonald. And they're pushing for the
Good
second.
fielding. Good pick up and throw out there in the deep.
Good cricket all around. Wasn't a bad delivery. It's played nicely by Blake McDonald. 33 off 15 already. Pakana in once more. Charging is McDonald over the top. That will clear the inside ring, but it won't make it to the boundary. Nonetheless, it brings up the 50 after just 27 balls. So smart work here. CA.
It's good. I like how they're going about this run. Playing some smart, calculated cricket shots than anything. Traditional good shots.
McDonald. Oh, it's a good pick up there from Pakana. Almost so that's where you threaten the throw back there. Might just pump a bit of spray into Papua.
And to be fair, they haven't bowled that bad either. I think it's just been really good batting. They've just taken the game on. Whereas last night they probably let Northern Territory settle with the ball a little bit, which they could, only chasing 100.
Pakana doesn't get a hold of that, but it's called no ball, so I'll have a free hit next delivery.
Blakey McDonald will be flat about that. He ran that first single so hard so he could try and get back on strike for that free hit. So meaning now Sam Fanning gets a free hit, so the field can change if they want to, which they will, be in left hand, right hand. But let's see how they go about this. Try and really execute this ball, try and close out. Close out for no damage.
Sam Fanning. Well, there are men in the deep.
So they got out on the leg side. On comes up, deep mid wicket, square leg, fine leg. And then you sweep her out on the offside and third man. Miss in here.
See how it goes. Free hit. Doesn't get hold of it, but called a wide. And they'll run a second.
That is very smart batting. they had no one at the stumps at the striker's end. So Sam Fanning's gone, well, it's a wide. We'll get the free hit again and run hard for 2.
So 3 from that already. And plus the no ball prior to have had 4. Yet no closer to finishing this over. Obviously, wide means another free hit. And that one's launched high. Doesn't look like it'll make it to the boundary. Sharp fielding, just a single from it. Of course, traditionally a wide wouldn't yield a free hit, but because it was a free hit, you can't bowl a wide on it. None for 57, another ball to come. Pocana with a pretty reasonable start to the over, and it's just let him down. He's finished to it. He's got one here to get square. McDonald facing up, seeing him well. He'll have to be tight. Decent finish. McDonald will take the... They'll move to 55. They're now under a run of ball. Is there a bit of a view here for CA just to see how get out net run rate at? We've spoken before it. 2 wins really sets you up for a good run at the finals, particularly if your net run rate's in action. How do you see it, Dill?
Yeah, it's a good shout. That to CA's credit, they've got the first 2 games, and for them to get 2 wins, that probably sets them up moving forward. But yeah, the net run rate, especially on from now, need a run. So if the bowlers do bowl well, they're allowed to, like with the national team, they're allowed to bowl well. I don't think they force it, so they can just keep ticking the scoreboard along. But in saying that, if the ball hit, I think Blakey McDonald and Sam Fanning is just going to back themselves just to hit it.
Norman Vanua comes in back.
Right, Meds.
.56 wickets in his T20 career. See how he goes. See it. That one's bat and will run away for 4 more. Certainly, you could hear it loud and clear off the willow.
It's a little bit of a miss there. Full down leg, clippings there, Donald.
And what are you doing here if you just recalibrate? Try and keep yourself in a match that's slipping away. Ball down there, poor area wide. It was good keeping. VAR, make sure that was no more than 1 wide.
I think to get the basics, I think they're yet in 2 dot this in. So for them just to tie and get 3 balls, make the
First, the smartly there by CJ Amini. McDonald, he departs 37 off 20.
There's Vanu who comes in. He's got his 3 fielders out on the leg side, just banging into that length. Blakey McDonald just chipping it up really to long on, and a very sharp catch there. Looks like our man CJ. Great hands. Looks so comfortable under that too.
Didn't he just got there nice and early to steady himself? Didn't PNG need that just to slow down what was fast becoming a regulation run chase? McDonald was in really good touch, 37 off 20. Now the captain, Jason Sangha, comes to the crease. At 1 for 63. It's certainly a solid foundation laid, different to the first situation and scenario he entered into.
Yeah, it might be good for Sangha to come in now. There's no real run rate pressure or anything. You got Sam Fanning hitting the ball really well down the other end. I think he can really work in. Didn't get many last night. Got wrapped around the pads, but that would have been his first game for the season. So get the cobwebs out, and he'll look working the strike over here. Good cricket shots. Keep ticking it over. Yeah, I think Blakey McDonald might be a little bit disappointed there. Did look like it wasn't there to hit. If not, he just went half-hearted, had it and sort of chipped it up. But same again, he had no run rate pressure. But I guess, to be fair, he just wanted to keep ticking the scoreboard over. And I guess he was hitting them really well. So he could probably back himself to hit them.
Certainly was making good contact early on. Launched a couple of sixes and fours before departing for his 37. It's the top score of the match already. Wanoa. That's sharp fielding. In close by the captain, Asad Vala.
That is Sanger's bread and butter. Seen him play that shot so many times in Shield cricket. Big bash cricket for the Sydney Thunder. Anything just that little bit straight, he'll back himself just to clip it. And that's from ball 1 too.
He's the 5th or 6th highest run scorer in BBL 11 this season. Just good. Vanua in pulled away. I think that'll beat the fielder there. It comfortably will, in fact. 4, and it's gone well into the nets. Sang off the mark with a boundary.
Great shot there. Just that loosener, which isn't what you want to Sanger for the brand new batter. So as we said before, try and string them dot balls together. Build pressure for that new batter.
I just think Vanua way too often this over already. We've seen 3 that have been fairly loose down the leg side. 1 was wide and 2 have been 4. Just really needs to work on his line here. Keep it tight. That one's worked away just for a single, unless they can push.
Nice, good fielding out there in the deep. Sanger looking busy. So they've only got the 4 fielders out. Mid-on comes up.
And no single from it. So they end the over with a dot. A 1 for 68. So 10 all up. But the cost of the wicket. As McDonald, he went back to the pavilion. Caught well by CJ Amini.
Could be time now if they wanted to bring a spinner on, new batter, try and squeeze. See if the ball's dry enough to see if they can get some any purchase before the dew really takes over that ball.
Looks like CJ Amini, the man who took the catch, will now get into his work, bowling leg breaks. 39 wickets from his 52 T20 matches. It's a decent return. We'll get a look at Jason Sanger first up.
Six overs in, talking to the boys last night, the Northern Territory team, they said probably, especially after the 10th over, the dew really set in, finding it hard for any leg spinners to get any purchase. So it's good to see Amin coming in early. Nice, great start straight away.
And look at that dynamic movement in the field from
Love that.
Meany.
Great fielding off your own bowling. But to be fair, they've been good fielders all round. It's just been their execution with the ball, just 1 or 2 boundary balls and over.
And though it was a fair posting, this looks like a good wicket. If you can just pick your strokes. So we see some adjustments here being made. Bringing up the man to come in.
Not a bad move. I've seen Sanger come up last year with a big focus on practicing the sweep, and I've seen him play some really good sweep shots.
Plays to the offside that time, and it will not quite get to the rope. But there's a misfield there. That should be called for by the umpire. He definitely had the ball in his hand when he hit the rope, and it is accordingly so. 4 more for Sanger. He placed that fairly nicely in the cover region.
So really from Sanger, he played that pull shot the over before, hitting to the leg side, flicking off the pads, and then to hit that cover drive for 4 there, hitting with the spin, meaning that he's pretty much scoring 360 degrees here.
There's that sweep we talked about. Bit of an appeal. I think he got bat on that. We'll see what the umpire has to say about it. They run through for 2 after half an appeal.
Off the bat for 2.
Hard to get an LB appeal up when it's coming off the willow.
So he's just hit one through covers and then flicking that pretty much over the wicketkeeper's head. Good luck bowling to a player like this, putting the intent back on him straight away.
It's nicely tucked away.
Nice, good fielding out there in the deep again. See, things might not be going their way. They're scoring at a really good rate, CA. But it's really good to see the energy in the field still there.
And for Papua in particular, just keeping that effort up throughout an innings is such a good practice to get into, even when things aren't going your way. They've got enough runs to play with that they can turn this around too. Really like the way CA are playing this innings though. Hitting the balls where they are to be taken on. And already these two have combined for 13. Sanger, he's hit that one well again through the covers, but this time Ravu in the floppy. He gets out there, just a single from it.
Love that. Good to see the floppy at night.
Absolutely. I was going to ask about that. Bit of a rarity in the modern game, perhaps. But then again, this Papuan team, they're full of surprises and quirks that you can't help but admire them and get around them a bit. They have a real charm about them, the Barramundis.
In saying that, really good conditions out here. The lights are awesome at DXC Arena here. Great conditions. The pitch looks really good from a batting and a bowling side of things. Enough in it for both. The outfield looks unbelievable.
As Asad Vala, he comes into the attack, does the captain. The 5-year-old made his against an international 2015. Now he's going to get into his work well. Maybe we can follow Matt Hammond's example as captain with the ball in hand last night. He was vital. They're wearing similar numbers, Hammond in 12, Vala in 13.
Nice, not a bad start. Good batting again. It was a good ball, good cricket. Keep ticking the scoreboard along. Looks like he might not be trying to turn it sideways. Just rolling over the front leg. Good batting again here from CA. This is where they put the pressure on Papua New Guinea. See if they want to bring an extra fielder up. Try and force the error from Sanger or Fanning.
Played it late there and nicely. Just picking up singles and keeping that scoreboard turning over, as you rightly point out. Fanning on strike here.
Nice. Let's see if they can squeeze another couple dot balls here. Build that pressure.
Didn't catch any of it there, did Fanning. It's tight work from Vare behind the stumps just to quickly scuttle across.
Here we go, 2 dots. See what can happen here.
All about your last ball, is it?
Smart batting.
And solid cover to end the over.
Not bad, 4 off it. Round to go.
I'll certainly take that. It's far and away the most economical over from Papua New Guinea. There's good stuff on the cricket field. There's also good stuff at Charles University, who are on serve cricket 5. And the top 2 in Australia for graduate outcomes. Whether it's a short-term course or long-term study, CDU has something for you. There's CJ Amini. He'll have another over. Coming into the left-hander.
Nice, well bowled. Here we go. This is that dot ball pressure, which they haven't had all game, all innings here. So from Papua New Guinea's point of view, just that no loose ball, stay tight.
There you go, back to back. Building on the last over. Vare leading the chat from behind the stumps. Fine tradition of keepers, keeping up the chirp. Is trying to cut there. Fanning just can't get Amini away like he might have liked.
It's good bowling here. Here we go. Good to see they're up and about.
It's four to the floor. I was sure Amini has started this over nicely.
It's good, and it starts from that over before from the skipper. Only going for 4 off that over previously. Now we can build that partnership from both ends.
Charge down, that's got to be out. Surely it is. 4 dots and a wicket. That was a brilliant over from Amini. Fanning, you sense, just getting a bit frustrated. He couldn't get away the bowler, and he stumped. Out for 19 off 23.
As we said, really good bowling here. Nice, just sliding one straight across it. That dew might be playing a part in that not real traditional leg break turn. Just sliding on. But as we said, that's the first time that they got to string the dot ball pressure. And it started from that over before from Asad Vala. Getting them couple dot balls to close out the innings. Or close out the over, sorry. And then going to his bowling partner. Amini just going, here you go. And just keep building that dot ball pressure through there. So very well bowled. Really good team play there from Papua New Guinea. As we see Sam Rahale coming to the crease now. South Australia boy. But then Jason Sanger's only faced his 10 balls, but he's looked nice and busy. He looks nice and set from a batting point of view. So if Rahale can keep rotating the strike again. Oh, how good's this? First slip comes into play. Great to see.
Now, Amini, if he finishes this here, he'll bowl the first wicket maiden of the competition in the top end T20. Let's see how he goes. Oh, and that's edged away. I think maybe
half tracker.
2 runs at least from it. Will they push for a third? No. How's umpire going to call it?
Off the bat, you'll take that.
Yeah, it sounded like 2 sounds to me by my ear. Bit of edge onto pad as it skirted through. End of the over. 2 for 83. Wicket from it. The Airport Development Group is a sponsor not only of Cricket 365 but of the Indigenous Cricket Program. There's a fantastic gala day that took place right here at the home of cricket on DXC Arena. Local First Nations Aboriginal children from all around Darwin and Palmerston were coming in to play cricket at a gala day alongside some of the Melbourne stars, and it was just terrific. You were doing some work down here, Dylan.
Yeah, I was helping out there, and it was a really good day. It was really good to see the kids out there just playing cricket and just enjoying it. We had the Melbourne Stars and Melbourne Renegades in there helping out.
Vala into his second over.
And they really enjoyed that experience as well, with the Indigenous students just having a chat, just talking cricket. And I think most of the time they were talking footy, AFL, but either, they were just still involved. We had the World Cup trophy. trophy down here as well. Had a really nice feed down at the Airport Development Group at the Nova Hotel. It was beautiful.
Here's Valor again, the captain. Rahale gets through his single there. Coming out to that ball.
Nice, good intent there.
Enjoying this from Valor too.
He might not be your attacking option, but that's where Mini at the other end with his leg breaks was that nice attacking option.
It's Valor once more. Played nicely. I'd like to see some good sharp fielding there. Throws a little loose to finish it off, but there's enough cover. After Sese Bao, he moves so quick.
Good, smart batting from CA, just ticking the scoreboard along.
Particularly after a lean over. They only got the 2 from it and lost the wicket of Sam Fanning. They just want to stay on track. Oh, that's out. Oh, so rather a wide. Apologies.
Good gloves.
The zinger bail was whipped off.
Moved his gloves that quick that looked like it was bowled.
We might just catch a replay of it.
He's very fast gloves.
Vare. So we come back to Valor now. Played just backward of point. Extraordinarily quick. So good energy, Vare. Probably the only element I'd fault him on was not getting up to the stumps on one instance of running between the wickets. As that one's just worked away. Sent back was Rahale by his captain, Jason Sanger.
Very good fielding out there in the deep again. It's been a highlight for Papua New Guinea so far.
Final delivery here. 5 thus far from the over.
Same again, this is where we talk about closing out the over. Good, no loose ball, dot ball, round we go. Wonder if Mini gets another over, bowling his leg breaks. Bowling to the new batter in Sam Rahale.
They started the 7th at 1 for 77. And since then, 2 for 88 in the preceding 18 balls. Really good stuff. Looks like we'll have Amini once more. Why not? Taking a wicket.
Sort of a different game compared to what CA when they were rotating their bowlers around in the first innings. I think Amini looks really near, so you may as well give him another over.
Good call from Jason Sangers to keep the scoreboard ticking over.
Would have loved to see that ball there just to bring fine leg up. Bring backward square up just to try and see if they can squeeze a couple dot balls in. If he wants to sweep, blow a pad.
As Sanger goes running. Oh, out option here. Surely. Oh,
no.
This field has meant that. Let's have a look. See the umpire. They absolutely botched that one. Rahale, well, he got very lucky there. Big second chance for him. It's very quick pickup. Oh, just
skidded onto his chest.
That reminds me of Nathan Lyon in that test match.
Tell you what, that would have been Jason Sanger ran out too, and that would have opened the game up big time. 2 brand new batters at the crease.
Sanger comes out to that one. Much more comfortable single. Yeah, disappointing for Papua not to just take advantage of what's been really good cricket and pressure building, just stifling the runs. And
we just see the momentum just going Papua New Guinea's way. Not necessarily with the score, but just the way that they bowled the last couple overs.
As they go through for another. Still need to iron out this running between the wickets. Some false calling between Rahale and Sanger. It is early doors. They've only played their second game, CA, but you don't get many games in this competition in terms of, particularly in T20, how long you're going to bat with another player. You're going to find that rhythm quite quickly. Get that fluency. That's out. Sanger is gone. Absolute dolly of a catch. Caught easily by Tony Ura. Hamini, wickets in back-to-back overs. Sanger goes for 18 off 15 deliveries.
Amini, our man. Great option from the skipper, just keeping him on. Bowling's attacking leg breaks. We saw that run-out chance before as Sanger just goes to rock back and play that cut. We see a nice catch there at point. And that point being that a little bit closer to, not sitting on the ring, being defensive in that nice attacking position there to take the catch. I think that's really, really good little momentum shifter there for Papua New Guinea. Same thing comes back to that bowling partnership that we said. Vala bowling at the other end, the skipper. Just getting through his off breaks. 4 or 5 off the over. And Amini changing the game for us.
He certainly is. CJ Amini, he's from cricketing royalty in Papua. His father, also by the same name, Charles. His brother, also playing Chris. He played for Papua. His mum, Kunimo, also played for Papua New Guinea. Now, we've had a few cricketing families in Australia, but I'm not sure of a mother, father, brother combination.
No, not that I'm aware of. As we see the big fella, Mitchie Owen, comes to the crease. At Cord Boys. Doing good things down there at Tassie. As he's just bowled really well just before. Now he can come out here with the bat.
Certainly has. He had a really important...
Oh, it's Khan. Josh Khan.
As did Josh Khan last night. He had 15 off 10. Plays it back and gets off the mark right away. He was dropped by Antam Nakvi, but it's a really crucial couple of boundaries in the power surge that got them closer and over the line. A bit of a change up in the batting order we've seen tonight. Owen and Hope had come in earlier, the innings yesterday, and that they played a really strong steadying role. But Rahale and Josh Khan at the wicket at the...
Fixwood isn't brought to the attack again. 2 overs for 9 so far.
Captain is clipped away. They might push for it.
Good intent. Josh Khan just ticking it over straight away, looking to score.
Now you mentioned not fixing what's broken. What do you think about a 3rd over on the trot for Asad Vala?
Oh, I really like it. He's keeping it nice and tight, which is what we need. Oh, as we see.
That's lovely. The captain gets his reward, and Vare, who's been sharp with the gloves, well, he stumps Sam Rahale. He's back to the pavilion. He's out for 6 off 7.
That rests our case, I reckon. As we said, it was good to see him bowl that 3rd over in a row. Just bowling nice and tight. Just got beaten down the outside. He's probably not going to do you with spin and beat you on the inside. It might just skid one past you as it did, and good gloves there as well. But I think, as we said before, it's different concepts to when CA were bowling. They were rotating the bowls around, not letting any batters settle. But now that CA are starting to lose wickets around them, they can just bowl into their set. Just bowl a roll, pretty much.
The trouble for them is of course, these 2 spinning options, they will run out of overs before they hit the 20 mark. I wonder, do they think about keeping them for an over each at the death, or do they... It's probably a question for next over anyway.
Yeah, I reckon I reckon they should just keep bowling. This is where they can win or lose the game now, pretty much. If they get another 2 or 3 or another wicket or another 2 or 3 wickets, that could really keep them into the game. And then hopefully they can drag, so they don't even require run a ball now. As Mitchie Owen comes into comes into bat now.
Really?
We mentioned the Cord Boys just before.
Asad Vala, he gets his first look at him. Just played with the back foot nicely. Oh, it's sharp fielding there.
How good's that, having a real athletic short cover, short mid-wicket?
He's short in his position on the field and short by nature. It is the man. Sese Bao. Valorant again. Bowling really nicely here. That one goes past for the single. It's good cricket here from Papua.
It's good awareness again from the skipper. He's not trying to do anything over the top. Just bowl his stock ball, just get it through. No loose balls, no boundary balls. Keep the pressure going. And then our man, a mini bowl in the leg breaks. He can get us going.
Certainly an exciting time. Papua with their tails up. As you mentioned, just really tightening those screws. It was 1 for 77 at the start of the 8th. It had 42 balls down and we're rocketing along. Now we're approaching the end of the 11th.
All right, last ball. Let's close out again.
Here's Vala. Just a single from it.
Nice, very good.
And 12 down. 4 for 97. It's 20 off 30 for 2. Really good fight back.
As we said again, I reckon they might keep these 2 bowlers on, see if they can get themselves another wicket or 2. They need 6 and over, see if they can get that run rate up to 7, up to 8, and then their other bowlers can come in and do the attack there.
Really interesting call here to call the power surge. With that in mind.
Smart play. Do they keep the leg spinner on or do they go back to their others? This is actually really smart here from CA. Just letting Papua New Guinea make a change. Do they stick with him or do they?
They do at the moment. Looks like Amini's going to get another look. Oh, Vala's coming in for the chat as well.
So CA could have easily just gone through the motions and let Amini just bowl that over there. Just let him in his rhythm.
And he... Soper is going to get tossed. The White Rock. Slight change. And as the Angels classic, am I ever going to see your face again? Well, CA have managed to find a way where they won't have to see Amini's face this over. Soper will get into his work. He's had good bowling in his last 2020 match. It was against Zimbabwe. He took 3 for 11.
Good to see. He got the keeper up to the stumps as well. He hasn't been blowing anyone away for pace, so it's a nice attacking move with the keeper up. Got long on, deep square leg.
That one's full. Oh, just over the top there. That's 4. Well, Khan, he's had a few close calls with fielders. There's a full toss there. He probably should have gotten a little bit better than he did, but he gets his boundary.
So they've taken the power surge now, so they're only allowed 2 fielders out, so they've got the long on and deep square leg. So I think for Khan and his mindset, any width outside off, I reckon it's going to be a free hit for him, and he's just going to back himself to hit it straight over the top.
Maybe they want him just to play a counter punch and knock as many through. He has experience playing in the power surge already for CA. He was able to hit about 3 boundaries in that exchange last night. Soper, he's been expensive. And that one beats the fielder there, runs away once more, 4-4.
Great shot then again from Khan. Just that little bit of width outside off, and he's too good of a player not to cash in on that. It's not that bad of a ball, but just as we said before, I think with Khan, if it's any width outside off stump, I think he's just going to take that as a free hit. And I was talking to Carney before, and he showed me his brand new bat that just flew in, and I think it's coming off all right, to be fair.
And it's racing away at the moment. Giving a bit of grief from the man at cover. This one's a bit easier to negotiate.
I reckon it'll be good for Khan just to keep that batting plan nice and simple. Could get himself a nice 30 not out here just to close out.
31 runs off at target. That one
Shot.
hit nicely. Will it go the distance for 6? 1 bounce and 4. That's 3 now.
Great cricket shot there. As I was about to say, you don't have to force anything now. Just create himself a little bit of room, going leg side of it, hitting over the long off for 4. You can see he wants to whack one over the short leg side boundary. See if he can keep his cool and just play a good cricket shot to get himself a nice little redding to finish off.
Top score of the top end T20 series for him. He made 15 last night. Soper looking to bounce back here, and he's launched again, this time down the leg side for another 4 runs. Easy as you like it. Can't see him well, but in a pretty reasonable area. And with only 2 fielders out, there's very little room for error, and Soper just not hitting his stride at all.
Good batting again. Soper just trying to tighten up his line so he didn't get hit through the offside. And then Khan just got on the inside, just clipping it over fine leg for 4. Really good batting here. Smart move, taking this power surge.
Absolute tactical masterclass.
And they were 2 brand new batters at the crease too. It's not like they were 2 set batters and then taking the power surge. So they've just made Papua New Guinea just make a change.
Here's Soper once more. And this time hit straight back past him. Might have hit his partner on the way through. Probably won't matter.
Nice fielding out there in the deep. And really good running.
They get through for 3, which means Josh Khan, he gets to look at whoever they...
He'll be happy with that. He would have ran that 3 knowing he gets the power surge the next over.
But tactically, the right call as well. When you've seen him that well, hitting 3 boundaries and just falling shy of getting another, he's flying high. In a place where planes come in and out, the airport, run by Airport Development Group. They sponsor Cricket 365 and a wonderful job doing so, empowering a lot of really programs and supporting the local tourism industry. Now, Norman Vanua, he's into the work. There's 19 from that last over just gone.
So Asad Vala still had 1 over left, so if they didn't have the pick, probably would have bowled this over at the road end. And as we said before, our man Amini didn't bowl the over before then because of the power surge. As we see deep mid-wicket and deep square leg out.
Can Khan go through? Well, it's high, but there's no one out there for that one. They'll get through for 2.
Same again, wasn't the best executed shot, but width outside off, free hit ball. Got deep square leg and deep mid-wicket, so just had to clear the infield and scuffled through for 2.
Already this has been the most fruitful power surge for any team in the top end T20. That one's full. Nice ball. Doesn't quite get a hold of it. Oh, and keen to probably get another.
Of course, Khan's trying to run hard for 2 there. But now I've seen Mitchie Owen hit a clean ball.
See what, if any, adjustments are made to the field.
I've had the unlucky job with Southern Storm throwing balls at Mitchie Owen, and it's not pretty. He hits a very clean ball.
He's in decent touch with the willow. He's in decent touch with the ball in his hand too. He's having a good start to his competition. Vanua, shorter, slapped away. That could be out.
Oh, wow.
Tremendous effort from the man in the deep to get out there, but it is put down eventually. And his teammates almost acknowledging that with a bit of applause. Let's just have a closer look at that.
Vanhu banging it in short. That's Mitchie's bread and butter. Just toes it. Oh, wow. That is great moving out in the deep.
It's really low and,
that would have been a clanger.
As Vanua comes in once more. Khan working it through the mid-wicket region just for a single. Mitch Owen, call it more a half a chance than a genuine chance. He carried, but it was very tough when the ball is that close to the ground.
But the way they've fielded, I wouldn't be surprised if they did catch that. Like to their credit, they've been really good in the field. The energy's been awesome, as we've mentioned a few times tonight.
I know. Well, that's a no ball, surely. Mitch Owen, he'll get a free hit. That one came in about chest height.
Smart bowling doesn't mean to bowl the full toss like that, but Mitch Owen tried to give himself room to hit over the offside, just followed him. But as we said before, the dew's probably set in, so you don't ever mean to bowl a full toss like that. but it may have just slipped. And that will be a warning for Vanu. Free hit, here we go. Probably give himself room again.
What's he got? It's the ball there and just a single from it. Khan gets the last ball of the power surge.
And knowing Carney, he won't die wondering. He'll try and hit this for 6.
And to be honest, even if he did get out, though I'm sure he doesn't want to, no one wants to get out, his contribution of 27 off 13 has been an absolute counter-punch. It's really steadied CA and a tricky point in the match. Why not?
Smart batting from the boy. Good batting there from Khan. As much as he wanted trying to launch that for 6, that was good batting there. Great little power surge there for CA. Really changed the game. Made the 2 spinners not bowl. So to give you some context, at the 12th over, they were cruising. Papua New Guinea were doing really well. Their spinners were really good.
4 for 97 they were.
And then all of a sudden, after the 14th over, 4 for 24, 124. Now only crying 22 off 36 balls.
Can coast, even as the men out there will protect those boundaries. Easy to say with hindsight. I mean, talk about hindsight being 20/20 vision. In this 20/20, with the hindsight, do you back your bowler to finish off as the umpire's just examining the state of the ball?
So it looks like they'll replace the ball. So it is dewy, very dewy out there. As we saw before, that waist height, no ball, that Mitchie Owen caught in the ribs, in the glove area. I think it's a safe move and a smart move just to replace the ball. And we are using Duke balls as Pricey walks out the middle.
Would you have continued with the spinning combination?
I'm not sure. It's a tough one. It's from an attacking spinning point of view, only having 2 fielders out can be a free hit just to hit over the top. Especially if you miss-execute your ball slightly and you're so naturally attacking as it is as a leg spinner. We're talking about a mini there. Just, yeah, as an attacking leg spinner like him, it's good to have sweepers out, that protection. And them sweepers out actually turn into an attacking option. As we see now, there's no more power surge. And the mini comes back into the attack. I wonder if this plays around with his momentum, his rhythm.
It's really now or never for Papua. Wickets is really what they need to...
Actually, brand new ball in his hand. He might spin this sideways from ball 1.
See how he goes.
Catch.
In a gap there. In fact, it's so well placed.
Actually, it's come off the bat better.
There's 4 more for Josh Khan, who's just loving it through the offside. I think he's hit about 4 boundaries through that area. Potentially more even. 32 off 15. It was great catching height, but he placed it very nicely through the covers.
That sound off the bat, unbelievable.
How does Amini come back from this? Oh.
Clipping for 1.
Didn't quite get all of that, did Josh Khan. Just sailed a bit higher than he would have liked. Similar blade of grass to where he was dropped. I reckon that ball travelled over the trajectory of it.
We were talking before how he doesn't bowl in the power play and the power surge, but I wouldn't mind him bringing maybe 1 fielder up to see if they can force one. Try and get themselves a wicket.
17 needed. That's a nice ball. It's well negotiated too by Mitch Owen there, who's looked reasonable for his 4 off 6. Launched, it's clear in the fence. It's 6. Lovely shot there from Mitch Owen. Takes his total to 10. And CA's total to 135.
There we go. Smart batting here. Just drop short, just fractionally. And the way Mitchie just rocked back, using the crease really well and just launching it over long on for 6. Might take a little bit of finding down there. That's where we let off the fireworks yesterday when NT, Northern Territory versus CA11, but they found it down there. Obviously hitting that to the airport end, which if that goes over the fence, that is a genuine lost ball.
Would be our third innings alone. Would be.
Here we go, last ball of the over.
Played nicely. The fielder gets around there though. Hiri whistling it back into Vare behind the stumps.
You just see there the momentum shifter after that power surge. Didn't bowl in that same rhythm as previously. Who are they going to go with at the Abala Road end?
Looks like it'll be pace, given where Vare's keeping from. I don't think it'll be Asad Vala, the captain.
Vala won't make it that far.
It'll be Norman Vanua. Decent over to finish off the surge. Meany finishing with figures of 2 for 27 off his 4. A really good spell that forced the hands. Sorry, it's a miss. So, Sema Kamea.
Who opened the bowling his first over for 6. Be good for him to find some rhythm in the tournament moving forward.
Oh, just kidding it.
He was our lefty bowler. Short and wide there, outside off to Mitch Owen.
Thought it might have been the initial look at it. Kamea. Well, we're really getting to those final stages of this match where it becomes wickets are the only thing, and with 9 runs to win, perhaps not even that could save CA.
Love it. Oh, cold wide. That's a fit to get over Mitch Owen's head. Not saying that he has a big head, I'm just saying that he's tall.
Indeed, he is. Now looking at CA's run forward thereafter, they've got matches on the 15th and 18th of August respectively. They play the Renegades Academy first, then the Stars. They've certainly set themselves up well here for a good tournament. They get a brief rest. Has that one's potentially edged? No such, not even close. There's no appeal. You don't really quite know what sounds you're picking up from our tent here, a fair distance away. But Kamea gets his first legal delivery out of this over. CA 8 runs off victory, but they've certainly had to the tournament they wanted after a very close call last night. They've negotiated a larger total here set by Papua New Guinea. Kamea again.
Nothing here. Eight off 28. Wouldn't mind bringing a long off up, making him force it over long on, see if there's a catching opportunity there, especially that left arm angle going across the right-hand batter. Well, as soon as we say that, he's going left arm around the wicket now, angling in.
And obviously with your involvement with NT Strike, how do you see this Papuan side? And you might get your boys prepared after this delivery.
Nice, well bowled. I think, honestly, he didn't really know what to expect coming into this game here, but to full credit to Papua New Guinea, I think they'll be happy with that. I think the platform that they had with the bat, they could really set a big score later on in the tournament. You know, the platform that they had, they looked like they were scoring, 150 plus, 160, 170. And I think with the ball, first night, it is quite dewy. It might be a little bit hard to hold on to it, but I think they've just bowled that 1 or 2 bad balls and over just to release the pressure. Well bowled there again.
Kamea having a good over here, though. A couple of aggressive short ones early on that were both called wide, but I actually didn't mind them in terms of what he was delivering. There's some good heat.
Yeah, and I think overall, like, cricket's cricket. You got to go out there and play your best when you do. So I think when we do versus Papua New Guinea, I think the respect is 100% going to be there. They look like they're here for the right reason. They're here to improve their cricket. I think it's going to be really exciting to play someone that you haven't played against before. Bowling to batters that you haven't bowled to before. So I think it's a great experience here.
Papua in one, Smamia. It's another single. CA just really nice in control here. Setting up that. Just 6 runs shot.
It's actually really good bowling, young fella. Back ball, backing his bumper in as well. Coming left arm around the wicket. I think really exciting things for Papua New Guinea moving forward as well. They've got their experienced players who have played a big role, but I think there's some young talent coming through also.
Kamia certainly amongst it, the young man himself. That one's launched high. If it clears the rope, it will secure the win. It most certainly does. 6. That's victory for CA. They win by 6 wickets off the 16th over in the end with 24 balls to spare. They get home and hosed. A huge shot from Mitch Owen to do it. It was certainly a riveting encounter of roller coaster, up and down tempo.
As they shake hands in the middle, I thought that was a really good game of cricket there. As we see on replay, that big 6 ticking over, hitting it into our function stand in the office.
It certainly was a really interesting salvo between these two sides. As you touched on earlier, Dylan, Papua New Guinea come to this competition a relative unknown when we've seen many of these other players in earlier competitions, both playing with the red and white ball up here in Darwin already this year. They have opened up their account with a fairly honest opening.
So CA get their 2 wins here. A great Friday night here at Marara DXC Arena. The flames are going off. Good crowd down here as well. Got the World Cup trophy down here.
And who do you see as your man of the matches? We'll get a card up for you, not too far away from now, but we had some really interesting contributions with the bat from McDonald.
Yeah, so probably no real standout player of the match, but I think, you know, that cameo from Blake McDonald with the bat, 41 off 21, and then that nice finish there from Josh Khan, 30 out off 18 deliveries in that purge, just takes that game. Papua New Guinea, in saying Mitch Owen bowl, and same as again, Papua New Guinea play that they batted. Valley, he's so mature up top, getting his 33. Harir just whacking him up top, getting his 28. There's some really exciting signs there. We saw the spinner as well. Our man Amini getting them wickets, getting themselves into the game, and then the skipper bowling his off breaks, just trying to tie up an end. But I think overall, that's a really good game of cricket and real smart game. I guess the big turning point was taking that power surge, not letting the spinners settle in as they were going to. But I think overall that you'll be real happy from that. From a CA point of view, getting your 2 wins, 2 from 2, and then Papua New Guinea, that's a really nice starting point for them. Obviously, they would love to get the win, but I thought they should take a lot of positives out of that there.
And you can catch plenty more cricket here in the Top End T20 League. Tomorrow night is the Melbourne Derby. You're going to want to get down to DXC Arena if you are in Darwin. The Renegades take on the Stars. So much talent will be there. It's not too far out of the CBD here at Marara. It will be a scintillating match. It will also...
Really looking forward to that one. There'll be the Spud Man, there'll be the Donut Man, there'll be heaps of activities around. I think it'll be a great family event. So 6 o'clock under lights here at Marara. I think that'll be a great opportunity for the Melbourne Stars and Melbourne Renegades to start their season off.
As for Papua New Guinea, their next game on Tuesday, August 16th, Cricket Australia. They're playing one on the Monday where they'll take on the Renegades. But of course, it's the Stars and the Gates tomorrow. It's been a pleasure from myself, Miles Holbrook-Walk, and Dylan Slater. Thank you very much for joining us here at NT Cricket.